Thank you all very much. Hey, it's great to be here. I'm kicking it off, so don't sit on your hands tonight. I think everybody would appreciate if you're very vocal tonight, so don't sit on your hands. So we'll kick this off in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. My name is Charles Buckwalter. Like I said, I'm a former Green Beret. I served 2 combat tours in the Army Special Forces in Afghanistan and the Philippines. I earned the Special Forces tab, the Ranger tab, the Combat Dive badge, the Combat Infantry badge, and the Bronze Star. I learned a lot in all that training and serving our country, and I learned what you do as a Green Beret. You recruit, train, and fight alongside your allies. You become force multipliers. And this is what we're doing in Indiana. We've recruited dozens of people to run for precinct committeemen, delegate, also for county and statewide positions. We've created our own Special Operations Forces in Indiana's 4th Congressional District. In just the last 2 years, we've gotten several candidates elected to county offices and statewide offices, and 1 state legislator. And this cycle, we have candidates challenging weak Republicans in nearly every seat, from precinct committeeman to Congress. But what I want to talk to you about today is not what's happening in Indiana or in Kentucky or anywhere around here. I want to talk to you, patriots, today about war. Tucker Carlson said in one of his monologues a few months ago that war is the main preoccupation in Washington, D.C. It's what drives everything. It is not the top issue for most of us Americans, but it is the issue that really drives everything in Washington, D.C., because the vast sums of money involved and the control of the world's natural resources. Like a lot of other special operations guys I know, I look at these conflicts we're now involved in, like Ukraine, and now on the brink of another Middle East conflict. And I believe that we must do everything we can to bring these wars to an end. And it's not about being strong on defense or weak on defense. Republicans in the past, they were always afraid to criticize the military because they didn't want to come across as being weak on defense. Well, I'm a next generation Republican, and I'm not weak, and this is not defense. The agency headquarters of the Pentagon is called the Department of Defense, but it's not focused on the defense of the nation. Our nation is not being defended. In fact, it's just the opposite. As millions of people are coming across our southern border illegally, while our so-called Department of Defense works with the CIA to start wars that have nothing to do with our national security. Our CIA wants regime change in Russia, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it. So like in Afghanistan and Iraq, and for some of you, Vietnam, we're just going to have to pick up and leave. But we do have to bring our troops home, but not like we did in Vietnam or Afghanistan. But most importantly, we have to say no to future regime change operations. We can't do this anymore. Our country is $34 trillion in debt. So it doesn't matter if the CIA wants to keep playing these war games. We can't let them. And we can't let the war on Gaza turn into a war with Iran. That is what the foreign policy establishment, the managerial class, that's what they want. They want us to lose focus of the culture war that they have created and that we are fighting right here at home. And they do this by getting us into a worldwide conflict. It's time we bring our troops home. We bring them home from Europe, home from Syria, from Somalia, from the rest of Africa. It's time we secure our own borders. It's time we return the money to the people that our government has been squandering on these senseless wars, and allow young families to keep more of their hard-earned money so they can buy a home, start a business, support their communities, and build churches. And we get back to being the kind of country with Christian conservative values that created all of this prosperity in the first place. And a special thank you to General Flynn for your support in this race, sir. Your endorsement means a lot to me. You're truly a soldier's general. In the Army, we call it an enlisted man's general. And you, sir, are one of the great patriots we need back in the White House with President Trump. And before I go, I just want to make a few short notes. One, we're working hard in my home county in Indiana to push for a return to paper ballots. We cannot have another stolen election. And if I win this seat in Indiana's 4th Congressional District, I will introduce a bill in Congress to require voting on paper ballots in precincts on one day only, election day, in all federal elections. It's what we have to do to stop the Democrats from stealing another election. And lastly, many of you may know the motto of the Army Special Forces is Deo Presso Liber, to free the oppressed. I also want to leave you with a motto of 2nd Battalion, 1st Special Forces Group. Illegitimi non carborundum. Don't let the bastards hold you down. Thank you, Kentucky, and thank you very much, freedom fighters. Thank you.
All right, give it up for Charles McCulture! All right, I'm really excited that I get to introduce this next speaker. I'll tell you what, Indiana, it knows how important this is to you guys. It's just as important to us. This individual is a small business owner. He's also a pastor. He actually lives the values that he's preaching. He's just not ready to go into a room and tell them what to do and not what to say. He's a gentleman who, during our COVID epidemic, or whatever you want to call that, he helped people to be able to not have to have the vaccine. He was out there helping people get their exemptions so they could do what they needed to do for their families. He actually teaches high school constitutional literacy, and he's brilliant when it comes to American history. So give this guy a listen. I want you to get to your feet for Michael Beckwith.
Thank you, man, Kentucky. It is awesome to be here. I'm from Indianapolis. I'm a pastor. I love American history. I love teaching the Constitution to the next generation. And my heart in being here tonight is just to surround patriots with truth and to encourage you to stand strong. Sometimes it's easy when we see what the left is doing and how the darkness of our world is trying to stop liberty from advancing. And sometimes it looks kind of dark. It looks discouraging. And I am constantly asking the Lord, like, Lord, what is going on? Like, why can't we have some victories? Where is the victory? And I always get get a little word from the Lord to say, don't lose heart. Don't be discouraged. I'm not forgetting America. I am not going to let you go to a place of destruction like so many people would like in the globalist elite. We're not going that direction. And as I've been just kind of the last few years standing up for truth in America, or in Indiana specifically, helping people to not have to go down this vaccine mandate nonsense and this mask nonsense and standing for truth. One of the things that came back to me, the Lord really just spoke to me. He said, I used to always say, I can't wait to get to heaven someday and meet Joshua and meet Moses and meet Peter and Paul and Mary and Deborah and Gideon and all these champions of the faith. And the Lord said to me, he said, Micah, you're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses that are looking at what you're doing right now, and they're excited to talk to you about the battle you're in someday. And so when I see people like General Flynn, and when I see people like Charles Bookwalter, and so many people that you're going to hear from tonight, Rhonda and Curtis and other people that are really fighting the fight, remember you're a part of this too. And if you stand strong, you're going to enter into the reward that our God has for you someday. And think about this, the Apostle Paul coming up to you and saying, you know what, I was watching you stand for truth in 2024. Tell me about that. But it all comes back to truth. And more than ever, I recognize one thing, that if we want freedom to reign supreme in America, here is the secret. It's super simple. John 8:32 says this, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Have you ever thought about why the social media platforms and the media and the schools and everyone in our nation right now on the left is trying to keep you silent? It's because they know, and the devil knows, that if you speak truth, then we win. That's what it takes. Now, the problem in America has been the silent majority. You know the truth? We're the majority, but we stayed silent. We have got to stop being silent. Speak the truth. Go out and declare it boldly, and we will see freedom reign. And that's why we're all here tonight. We've seen General Flynn speaking truth on a national level. They came after him hardcore, but guess what? He won. He's going to continue to win. You're going to continue to win when that truth is spoken. And so more than ever, do not be afraid to speak truth. Some people are going to say, but Pastor Micah, sometimes that's just offensive. Well, yeah, the truth is going to be offensive. They didn't crucify Jesus because they loved him. They crucified him because he was speaking truth in an offended darkness. And so as you're here tonight, just know, whatever you do, know the truth and speak it boldly. Teach your children, teach your children's children, go into the schools, make sure you're getting truth in every platform you have. You're an influencer. I used to think, who could I influence? And the Lord just said, you got people in your life, whether it's your family or your friends, start speaking truth to them. And that's my encouragement to you today. You can be an amazing influencer. It might start with one or two people, but know the truth and start speaking truth to them. And you're going to see that flourish. You're going to see that grow. And the fruit of that will be liberties protected and carried on for our children and children's children someday, so that they can have this awesome nation that we have here right now. We've been fortunate enough. So again, thank you so much. I'm Micah Beckwith. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor in Indiana, and it's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. Let's keep it up.
Oh yeah. Hey, we've got more microphones. We may go through them all tonight. Hey, is this guy a leader or what? Micah Beckwith. One more round of applause for this guy. Absolutely fantastic. We are so fortunate to have patriots, to have men of conviction, people all over this country who are doing great things, rising to the occasion like we've never seen, and an organization that has done so much is the Bikers for Trump. You familiar with those guys? Do we love the Bikers for Trump or what? Come on! Well, we are so fortunate tonight because we have with us a gentleman who is one of the founders of the Bikers for Trump. He is a Pentecostal evangelist who travels thousands of miles. He's involved in government-related advocacy in all 50 states with the chapters of Bikers for Trump. This is an absolutely fantastic man. He's a great patriot. He has done so much. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you, come on up here, Mr. R.C. Pittman. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. If I was a fan, I'm going to stand up with all that hand. A little quick information, the reason I'm using that, the reason I'm not able to walk. Last time General Flynn and I were together at a rally, we were sitting on a golf cart together. And he said, watch your back, boy, it's getting tough. Well, because of our work for Trump, we rode over 100,000 miles from the time he walked down the escalator when we started Bikers for Trump until the day he was inaugurated. 103,000 miles on a bike in 1 year. But Black Lives Matter and Antifa, we have fought them all over the country. You might have saw some of the videos back when different ones were running out in Seattle, when Trump was running for office out that way. There was videos of us going toe-to-toe with them. Because of that, they had a hit out on me. I was doing a ride, 100,000, it's called the Four Corners Ride. I was doing it to raise money, a penny a mile for the veterans. I want to give you a little background and then I got something I want to throw at your heart. On this Four Corners Ride, you got to touch all four corners, the extreme corner of the continental United States. That's from the Belbury in Maine, or in Florida, the Keys, to Madawaska, Maine, up on the northeast, all the way out to Blaine, Washington State on the west coast, and then down south to Tijuana. 11,870 miles in 18 days on a motorcycle. But because it was an advertised ride, Black Lives Matter knew where I was at. I was on my way home, I finished the ride. I was on my way home, and they made 3 attempts. They got me on the 3rd try. They rammed me with an SUV, a big Denali, from the side, and totally crushed my right side. I coded on going to the operating room. But God, I serve a wonderful God. I'm here today. I'm put together with cadaver bones. There wasn't enough bone density to even put an artificial hip or a leg bone, or it wasn't enough there. So they put me together with pieces of other people's bones. So I ain't racist because I ain't no telling what kind of bones I got in me. But that's why I'm walking the way that I do. But I want to get into a little story here real quick. General Flynn, you and I talked about this earlier. Back in Ezekiel, was there any Christians in the house? Well, it was a good time to preach, ain't it? Ezekiel talked about, they had just finished building the wall, and Ezekiel was talking to God, and the people were still afraid that we've got to get built, but what if another army comes against us? The word of the Lord came to Ezekiel. He said, take a man of your coast and appoint him as the watchman. Now, a man of our coast, and the people appoint him as a watchman. And this watchman sees terror or sees destruction coming upon him. That watchman has got to sound the alarm. Destruction is upon us. We heard that from Donald Trump. If the people don't heed the warning, their blood is on their own head. Now, if we hear the warning and we heed the warning, if the watchman don't cry out, the blood's on his head. We've got pastors, I'm fixing to throw you a curveball. We got a bunch of pastors. We got a bunch of pastors that ain't being the watchman over the flock. We got a bunch of pastors that are scared to say something because they might lose that transgender member. These preachers that we have today have totally dropped the ball. Look here, this country, the very first settlement that was ever started in this country was started by a bunch of Quakers for religious freedom. All 13 of the original colonies started by Christians. Religious freedom. This entire nation is built on religious freedom. 60 million Christians didn't vote in the last election because we got preachers that won't stand up there and tell them what they need to do, what's going on, and who they need to vote for. Oh, we can't do that. We got to keep it separate. I beg to differ with you, friends. We do not need to keep politics out of the government because this government was started by the Christian and by religious freedom. Every word in that Constitution, 75% of it, 75% of that Constitution came straight out. I started bringing my Bible up here. I think I did, yeah. 75% of it come out of the Bible. When they wrote the preamble to the Constitution, where it says we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. We're all created equal. But we're endowed by our Creator. The government did not, that Constitution didn't give us those rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. God gave them to us. All they done was affirm what they knew. Mighty men of valor that stood up and fought for our Christian rights, our Christian morals, our Christian beliefs. We have given it away with this, we got to separate church and state. No, my friend, the church started this country. The church ought to be the watchman for this country. If you're a Christian, what do you say? We're supposed to be the salt of the earth. Are we the salt of the earth? That's what the Bible said. If the salt has lost its savor, how's it going to salt anything? What's happened to your salt? I'm still salty. Let's go one step further. Bible said we're supposed to be a beacon, a light, a beacon on the hill that people see us from afar off. If you don't ever get out of the pew, the only person going to see your light is the person sitting next to you. We have got, as Christians, we got to get out of the church and get on the street and take back what's rightfully ours. God said there's more up for us than be against us. This is what we've got to do. One step further, and I'm going to let you go. I want you to think about this now. How many thou shalt nots are there in the Bible? Think of it. Our whole country was founded upon thou shalt not. God ain't just love. God, right now, if you're a coward, God don't need you. You got to get get out and do something. Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. I believe it was 1967, Supreme Court determined that shall not, in certain instances, could mean maybe. I ain't never heard God say maybe. It was either a do or a don't. We take our Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed. Shall not. That shall not, those two words is an absolute. An absolute.
This man awesome or what? R.C. Pittman.
I have about shall not is an absolute until we make shall not an absolute. And we take the word infringe, every little item that they've added to and taken away from that Second Amendment is totally 100% unconstitutional. What about arms? Over here. We ain't got room in our head for fear and doubt and faith. Faith without works is dead faith. Get out of the church pew and get out on the street and start doing your parts. All I can tell you. Preachers, if you're in here, start preaching the hell's hot, and we need to take back our country.
Mr. R.C. Pittman. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Woo! Awesome. Adam's while Adam's coming up, let me remind you, we have some awesome items over there on the silent auction, and we are going to be auctioning off the most gorgeous gun anybody's ever seen. Adam, what do we got next, buddy?
All right, it's going to be hard to follow that up there. I've had a little pew time for all of us, and that's always a good thing. So we have a new guest that's coming up next, too, and it's a young man I met. And one of the most important things in this country today, and I think it's something that's a lot of times it's not focused on. We have to involve and engage our young children, right? We can't, because all the people in here are the people that are old like me. You know, the next generation is going to come up and who's going to fight them, right? Because they're teaching them not to. They're teaching them not to care. And we need godly young men who care about this country, who will fight for it. You know, Ephesians says, you know, to be strong for the Lord is put on your whole armor of God so that you can stand against the wiles of the devil, right? And then it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? And everyone knows this, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. Because this is a battle. Every town, every state, every country, and it's a war. It's a front across America. And Flynn's fighting this. Charles is fighting this. All these, Micah's fighting this. All these good men and women, they're fighting that. And that's what we're doing here. We're getting together. You know, we're sort of amping this up. And I met this young man just recently, but I loved him. I wanted to get him on here. His name's Jonah Daniels. He's a young up-and-coming artist, and he's doing this just because he wants to reach young kids. So everybody put a nice round of applause together for him.
Yes, I just want to say real quick, Matthew 5:5 says that blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. And that's what we're all gathered here for. So everybody just give Adam and Diana and the whole team another round of applause. Put this together, put this together. So my message is submit to God. The Lord has blessed me to be married at 21, to have my son, to build a family, and then just recently to start a ministry called Submit to God in Indianapolis so that we can build and continue to reach for the souls of the lost, the youth, and to spread God's message. So Only Aim, song about wanting to see everybody saved. So. Whoa, 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 whoa. As soon as I think that I'm finished, I look up and see it's a long way to go. I used to spend all my money to get it until I realized it was all by my soul. Now I'm just staying inside of my crib and it's taking a minute to get on the road. I just been thinking about when he sent me a message and told me that I was the chose. I was the one in the back of the class. I used to write down on paper how I was gonna make it and get to the cash. Now I've been dealing with feelings and feeling like I wasn't made for the dash. Like I wasn't made for the mission of bringing the children right into the vision and tell them that Jesus gon' make the decisions. But I gotta spend so much time in the Word, yeah. I got a whole lot to learn, yeah. People tell me to go get it, but I tell them I just been waiting my turn, yeah. I just been waiting on Jesus to tell me I'm ready to fly with the birds, yeah. I just been waiting on Jesus to give me permission to build up the church, yeah. A lot of people that I really wanna see saved. Anybody feel that? That's why he's telling his people to call on his name. That's why I'm asking the Lord to put me in the game. Yeah, bringing the city to Christ is my only aim. Yeah, a lot of people that I really want to see saved. We got family members, we got children in school, we got people at work, and we know that they just need Jesus. The love of Jesus will change America. Yeah, bringing the city to Christ is my only aim. Yeah. I got it down to myself, I got it down to daily. These demons be trying to sway me and tell me that I shouldn't work, cause they want me spiritually lazy. And they want me put up my guard down. That's why I'm putting these bars down. They think that they about to live in the land, but Jesus told us that it's ours now. And we want the whole land, we won't stand in fear in front of no man. Pray to Jesus while we hold hands, we got everybody in the hope. If they build against us, then it won't stand. I've been praying heavy with the close fans. I don't want the glory, don't want no fans. Father with us when we goes in. I don't wanna get in my way. I don't even care if they hear what I say. I don't want the Lord to really hear when I pray. Put me on the road, I don't care if I stay. I do not care if I'm making this music for only the Lord. That is my word. I know that He only gave me a spirit to follow the word, to love Him, to serve. Yeah. A lot of people that I really wanna see saved. Thank you, Jesus. That's why He's telling His people to call on His name, the name of Jesus. That's why I'm asking the Lord to put me in the game. Yeah. Bringing the city to Christ is my only aim. One more time. A lot of people that I really wanna see saved. Yeah. That's why He's telling His people to call on His name. Yeah. That's why I'm asking the Lord to put me in the game. Yeah. Bringing the city to Christ is my only aim. Yeah. I appreciate you guys for having me. So the name of His name, you guys can follow up and do my say over here.
Give it up for Jonathan! Wow, that was awesome. Okay, so I get to introduce the next speaker, but before I do that, I want you to know that we have some donation buckets that are going to be passed around or set out. That way RWFF can seek some donations for this event this evening. I mean, what we're doing here is so important. The other thing is, you know, we were talking about, or listening to R.C. Pittman talk about, you know, the dangers of what we do out there and the craziness that we're living in. And I just want to thank every single security person who's here tonight. It's been interesting to watch several different security teams combining and collaborating and coming up and just making sure we're safe and we're protected, because that's our right. So it's just fantastic. And now my phone just locked, so let me unlock it, because I get to bring up this next young lady, and she's a fighter. She's fierce. This young lady, she's a fierce warrior, and she's an advocate for the Second Amendment. She is a motivational, patriotic speaker, and like she's traveling all over the country doing her thing. She's been to Washington, D.C., she's been in congressional hearings. She's telling her story, and if you haven't heard her story, you need to go out there and you need to do some research, because she is so incredible. And most of all, she's a great friend and loved one of the RWFF. So get to your feet and help me welcome Lucretia Hughes!
Hello everyone. My name is Lucretia Hughes Klukin, and I believe in God, family, country. Trump, God, family, country. Trump, God, family, country. Trump, in that order. In that order. Now, I'm from the dirty South. You call it Georgia. Somebody say, where you from? You country. Yes, I am. I call it hoods in the woods. That's where I'm from. Now, when I say that we have been attacked on all 4 fronts, let's talk about God first. Can we say God? Can you say Him in school? Can you say it on the university? You can't even say it in the White House. They don't believe in Him anymore. I do. I am a child of God. I believe in my Heavenly Father, and I believe He gave me this nation and my 9 grandchildren to make sure I leave them a freedom-loving land. Yes, I'm a grandmother of 9 years, 9 kids. A grandmother. Someone said they're not going to know. That's my job. My job is to tell them about who God is, who your grandparents are, who your great-grandparents are, and why we fight so hard. Why your grandmother traveled the nation for free to get out there to tell people what we fight for. We have traveled all the way to Texas, all the way up to New Jersey, all the way up down to Florida. I just left Florida. Next weekend, this weekend, I'm going back to Florida. Been to the White House, testified in front of Congress. I'm the one that called them delusional. I wanted to call them crazy because I'm about tired of it. So when I had the opportunity to get up there and tell them, you're not taking my guns, I meant it. And I looked at each and every last one of those Congress people in the eye because it's my job. The Second Amendment gave me that to protect me. Since you're already letting the southern border be flooded by soldiers anyway, they're not illegal aliens, they're straight soldiers. It's an invasion. So when we start recognizing this for what it truly is, maybe, just maybe, you won't let your guns go. I'm going to say it one more time. You won't let your guns go. Because if you think there's enough civil service to protect you, you got another thing coming. Let's talk about family. What's the definition of a family? Is it back to what my grandparents taught us? Is it something that God created in the Bible? Or like Casper said, is there a maybe? There's no maybes. It's man and woman. Hey, if you confuse 2 genders, boy and girl, figure it out which one you have. Woo! Do it and you will know. Lucretia, you hurt my feelings. I'll step on your toes if you're standing in front of me because I'm not busting hell wide open to tickle your fancies while destroying the nation and my grandchildren, they don't have a place to stay. When I'm talking about families, the golden rule in America is that you work hard, you do the right things, and you work and bust your tail, and when you buy the American dream, it is yours. Klaus Schwab said you're gonna own nothing and like it. Well, right now, me and my husband is in the midst of a storm because we're battling AAG, a reverse mortgage company. Somebody decided to forge the signatures of an inheritance property, and it's wrong. We're in court still battling this wrongness. I'm fighting for not only my grandchildren to make sure they have a legacy, but I'm making sure I'm fighting for every senior in here that has worked hard all their life and their properties are being snatched away and you don't know where to look. Well, God only throws you into mess because He thinks you're big enough, brave enough to get out of it. And right now, we found the fraud. One more time. Me and my husband case is gonna be one of the biggest cases in the United States for real estate fraud. And now that we know what we're sitting our hands on, it's collectively time for us to be in the guardians of y'all, because y'all need to sit down now. You taught me enough. You taught my generation enough. And if we haven't learned from the greatest, then we're going to need to pick it up soon. But I'm supposed to protect y'all now. Just like I'm supposed to take my mother. Just like I'm supposed to protect my children and my grandchildren. I'm going to need the men to stand back up. Now the last topic, which is my favorite. Hey Trump, what's going on Trump? I never met you Trump, but President Trump, I got your back. If nobody else got your back, President Trump, I'm the same woman in white that stood up there at the White House, looked you in your face, smiled because I could, and never thought I would have got there. Who would have thought a woman having 4 kids before she was 20, being in the hoods and the woods, would ever step foot in the White House? I didn't do it by myself. It came from the people that watches my nightly show. that actually raised enough funds to make sure I had the opportunity to rep the set at the White House. And when he get back up in there, I'm gonna be right up in his face again. General Fleet. I've always wanted to meet you, but I'm impatient and I'm a Gemini. So standing in line, I'm learning the older I get, my knees don't work well, my mama. So I wanted to tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. So everyone's saying, who am I? I'm gonna say it one more time, my name is Lucretia Hughes. Every night we do a show, 2 hours a night. Last night's show was 1502. We talk about God, family, country, Trump. We talk about international, also national issues. And I tell you right now, I'm over it. 2024, if we don't get this together, and we continue to allow the Democrats and the rhinos to destroy this nation, you can kick them both out. Bring in the fresh meat, because we need something new. So this November, when you get to that ballot box, remember what you're fighting for. Remember why you wake up every morning. Remember why you get up and go to work, and remember why you pay your taxes. And that is for God, family, country, Trump, God, family, country, Trump, God, family, country, Trump, God, family, country, Trump, and that order.
You know, I'm always worried that Lucretia's not going to tell us what she really thinks. You know, she's awesome. And you know, we're doing great things here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I might add. You know, we have people in this state who have risen to the occasion. And the person I'm going to introduce next is absolutely awesome, and I am so proud of her. I'm proud that she's my friend. She is the real deal, folks. I tell you, we do have some rhinos in Frankfort, in the Republican Party, we do. But we've got some good ones too. We've got some fantastic people. This lady, I've gotten to know her. She led a revolution in Nelson County that was a Democrat-controlled county, and not anymore. There's not a single Democrat in elected office in Nelson County. None. And it is in large part, due to the efforts of this lady. She's wonderful, she's a veteran, and she's a Christian, and I am so proud that she's my friend. State Representative Candy McElroy.
Americans General, so I'm going to be really quick. You know, many of us started because of our children, and it's about our children. And what you can do to help us is, first, is get out and vote in the primary election. We need patriots to get out and vote. Don't just vote for the R. You need to find conservative Christian people to vote for. And they're running this time, so you need to find them. We also need you guys to help us get House Bill 208. That's the school choice bill. Our kids have to have school choice. The systems are failing them, and it's going to be up to you guys to get it through that, to help us get it through the legislature. And I need you all to vote on it when it comes out on the ballot in November. And you want a good school choice bill, which is Representative Callaway's. It's 208. God bless you all, Diana. You're amazing, General Flynn. So honored to have you in a great state of Kentucky. Thank you so much.
I tell you what, I just love her. Candy Massarelli is awesome. And make no mistake about it, there is a rhino trying to take her out in Republican primary, but it ain't going to happen. We're going to fix it. We are going to work hard for her. We're going to get Candy back to Frankfort. We're going to keep her there, and we're going to help turn this state around. Now, I tell you, we've we've heard from quite a few wonderful folks tonight, and we've got a few more lined up. But, you know, one guy, earlier we heard from Mr. Pittman, quite an interesting story he has, but we're also blessed to have with us tonight Mr. Mark Smith. Mark, where are you? Oh, he's not here? He's in the hospital. Well, my goodness. Well, that's not good. Let's keep Mark Smith in our prayers. He's not going to be with us tonight. National president of the Bikers for Trump, and he had a few words to say to us. So I think what we're up to now is a moment that a lot of us have been waiting on, and that is auctioning off this gun. This is an awesome gun. Have y'all got a chance to see this gun? No. It rocks. It's right there. Adam, it's under that chair right there. You know, and I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Aaron Reed. Aaron, can you stand up right quick? Aaron Reed, a patriot himself, and he candidate for Kentucky State Senate, and he has been gracious enough to donate this gun, and it is absolutely fantastic. All right, we do a special auction tonight. We got none other than the man himself, Mr. $40 blow.
I've seen this gun myself, and like afterwards, I can't wait to get a new gun and get it engraved the same way from Mr. Reed, because I looked at it and it's fire for sure.
So everybody knows it's been cleared, so I'm not pointing a gun at nobody. But here, signed by General Flynn, it's amazing. I'm gonna walk around with people see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doing this, you know, pro 2A.
So the gun's going to make its way around, and we'll give everybody a chance to, you know, get up there and take a look at it, because this is a beautiful piece, man, and it's fantastic. So, before y'all go, are you ready?
Well, we'll meet my brother here who made the gun. I did all the work to let you guys know about exactly what you guys are paying me for. Go ahead and come on up here and explain the gun to everybody, my brother.
How's everybody doing tonight? Ready to get a gun? All right, so this is a Glock. It's a Glock 48, 9mm. It's a single stack, 10-round mags. However, you can get a Shield Arms mag. They hold 15 rounds, so you can, you know, if you're like me, and you never want to be found dead from a lack of being able to shoot back. You would get the higher capacity magazine. So I Cerakoted it. I own a company called Kodiak Coating. It's a Cerakote company over in Shelbyville, Kentucky. I also own a couple of retail gun stores. And so I built this gun. It's just it's Cerakoted. Cerakote's like a ceramic-based paint. It's burnt bronze in color. And we fully engraved it. On the grip, you can see the inscription, "Shall not be infringed." So, and then we have the Republican Women for Freedom logo on both sides of it, so it's personalized for this event. And yeah, if anybody has any questions. And it's autographed by the General. He autographed the slide. He autographed the slide, he autographed the case, and he autographed one of the magazines in the box. So, one of a kind. I can guarantee you that. Thanks.
A pretty good picture to have also. So look, let's start this off with $1,000. I'll put the first 1,000 up myself. I don't know if I can fly home with this gun, but probably can figure it out. So I got somebody here go over 1,000? Okay. All right, now we got one right here. Where we at? What's your bid? What do you want to do? $1,250. All right, we got one more $1,250. Come on. This is signed by General Flynn, the man. Come on, y'all. All right, I'll go 2,000 out of my pocket. We did this a couple weeks ago, and it got pretty crazy when I started doing this. What you gonna do? Lady in the red. 2250. I like that. She went there. I tried her twice and she loved me. So that's it. Come on, man. Let's go. All these patriots here. The biggest thing about this isn't paying for the gun. It's just showing the respect and also helping out the people that brought people here today and not letting them take our guns and our freedom. So that's what we're at, 2250.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Look at that 2,500 out there.
I know somebody here's got 3,500. I know the one who's got 3,500 already said 2,250, so. I know, we're gonna let it grow with this, but actually, you wanna hear a quick story? It might not be the same thing, but we did this a couple months ago, and a woman ended up paying $25,000 versus another man. They had an ongoing battle with me in Florida for this similar gun. Women stand tall, I know that. Somebody got 2,500, going once. I heard somebody.
One of a kind.
One of a kind signed gun, and you get the picture with General Flynn. Anybody want to see it up close?
Oh, they're thinking about it, I can tell.
Let's everybody log into our bank accounts real quick and see if. What we got? 2,500 at the bank. Here we go. This is what I was trying to get. This is what I wanted.
Awesome.
Come on, stand over here. You want to stand up with everybody? You want to see it? My man's a patriot. I think he's better come back.
About to hire him for security to wait for this.
I'm gonna need security. They always give me this job at these type of events. Raffle and collecting the money. 2650. Lady in the red.
2650.
27. She's definitely gonna do that. That's only $50. Huh? 27? It's already at 27. 28.
All right, 28.
You got another girl in the race now, 29.
Come on, fellas. I know some of these.
There's two girls in here right now. Where are my alpha male at? Come on, man. Where the alpha male at? I gotta figure the older ladies better come up here and give me $5,000 in a minute. So where you at? So 29? That's where she's at. How much? 3?
All right.
Hold on, let's take a break. I want to see my man in the back though, because he's been quiet the last 2 times. She's at 3. Where you at? Oh, she's chilling. Okay. You didn't buy it yet, brother.
We at 28 right now?
No, she's at 3.
She's at 3? Oh,
He's out.
he's tapping out.
All right, who's jumping in the race?
Hey, brother.
My man right here said he's in. You in? Oh, I saw that. You gotta watch what you touch. Don't reach for your head or nothing. That's a silent bid. Keep your head down if you're not giving me no money.
Somebody's ready. Somebody's ready somewhere. I know you.
This is an awesome gun, guys.
But the people still looking at it. Trump Latinos, are you new guns? Got my man here it goes. That's what I would have did. I would have let everybody put their numbers down and got quiet, then I would probably have checked it out.
Look at here. You got a hand raised right here. You got a hand raised.
All right.
How much? 31? She's at 3. That's what I said. 31.
31.
33? She's jumping up 100. See how I did that? 33. My man here's writing down the tally. You got the tally down? Written down for me. I'm looking for people touching something. You wiping your face or you betting? Yeah. The money goes to the event here today. She's at 33. 33.50. Come on, I gotta get more. 33.50. I need somebody else to jump in this. I will say something. I don't think it was a setup. That would set me up. 33.50. Oh, I don't like that look. I'm just thinking, I learned yesterday, she doesn't have her glasses on, her contacts are in. This is a different woman like that, she told us. Have you seen the gun? You saw it? You want to see it again? You want to go get your gun? Oh, that's on you. My man in the back's 33.50. He's probably going to take that. 3,400. What's up, my man? You out? 34 now, it's not a 50, we're doing 25. 34.25. You might as well buy this for 4,000. They're not gonna do it. You'll be the biggest name of the event. You can perform with me and everything. So you good? 34.25.
See, I'm working the crap. Walking back and forth. Come on.
Somebody can beat that. 4,000, she's taking it with her, I think.
Did you say something, Bob? Did you say something?
She's going 4,000, my brother. If I like guns, I take it, but it'll be rigged if you think I was gonna buy it. They're talking, they're working it out.
One of a kind. It's a great gun.
My man's gonna take this gun home, I know he is.
He needs that gun. He needs it.
Where we at? He's out. I feel you. Hey, but you're in there. I know you got it. Who we got? Some of these people on the wall over here? That's it? 4,000? Everybody put their hands up. So, okay, you guys listen. That's good. Making sure you're paying attention to me. All right, I think it's sold 4,000. I'll clap it up right there. Can I borrow that? We're like friends. I met you yesterday, so I can have it. Okay. All right. I don't do the paperwork. I just made the deal.
All right, guys. Thanks
All right.
for participating. You know, congratulations, Christy. You got a great gun there.
I want to say something about Christy. Yeah, Christy just came in and said, what can I do to help you? She's from Indiana, and her and Kim jumped in the game and said, we're going to help you put this event on no matter what I do. And then she turns around and she buys the gun because she's willing to support the effort that we did, that we had to do to get General Flynn here. So I want to say kudos to you, my dear friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Adam, come on up here, buddy. All right, all that excitement. Yeah, I thought Forgiato might need it being the patriotic rapper he is. He's got a lot of enemies, but, you know, Christy is an amazing woman, businesswoman, and now I know that I don't want to ever get in an auction battle with her. That's clear. I'm outclassed, and I just like to welcome, you know, Lisa to give before. She has over 25 #1 singles. She's been nominated for so many awards in country, gospel, Christian. And she also did the kind favor of, not only her coming here and her husband, but they also provided the sound for us tonight. And after only spin squad over to us, so everyone, please give her a round of applause.
Actually, Diana asked Ronnie to sing one that we wrote together, and go for it. Maybe he's got a great voice, and I think you'll appreciate this.
Okay, we'll give you a couple of patriotic songs here back to back.
WBENA, had an A at the end. Thank you.
As a kid, I used to go to Sunday school, where they taught us about Jesus and the golden rule. To reach down to the fallen man, lift him up and help him stand. To trust in God and daily read His word. Where have we gotten to? A place where God is not allowed in soon. No prayer within the government, and we wonder where our country went. How much longer can this keep going on? Not long until we hear the trumpet song. Fly a flag to show that we are proud. But some now want to burn and tear it down. We've grown tired of their evil ways, death, destruction, and tirades. We love the red, the white, and we still black and blue. Where have we gotten to? A place where God is not allowed in school. No prayer within the government, and we wonder where our country went. How much longer can this keep going on? Not long until we hear the trumpet song, and you can call me gone. The moment that I hear the trumpet song. Now, the trumpet hits song, but actually the same. So it's the trumpet song, and then we'll play through to it. Now, this is a song that Lisa and I wrote, and it's we previewed it, or we premiered it in Kentucky a few months ago, around Christmas time. And so this one is now coming out to a station near you. And this one is called Lady Voice.
Thank you.
May your torch burn strong and true. The people that you recognize depend on you. Lady Liberty, watching over this great land. Your promise is the solid rock on which we stand. You'll see, shine, see, you'll always be. The winds of change keep trying to blow you down. Find the strength to hold your ground, to light the path and keep us free. Give us hope and lift us up. You've got your back, you've got our trust. Red, white, and blue is what we bleed. Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, we marvel at your grace. We know we've always got a prayer, no matter what we face. Lady Liberty, so many fought and died for you, and they'd do it all again if you'd ask them to. The winds of change keep trying to blow you down, to find the strength to hold your ground, to light the path and keep us free. Give us hope and lift us up. We've got your back, you've got our trust. Red, white, and blue is what we bleed. Lady Liberty.
You work with Colonel King. Is this still during the play call?
Yeah, we do Reawaken. I think the last one's going to be in July.
Okay.
Or not
Winds of change keep trying to blow you down. Find the strength to hold your ground. Light the path and keep us free.
Mother-in-law.
You give us hope, you lift us up. We've got your back, you've got our trust. Red, white, and blue is what we bleed. Lady Liberty.
You're the national director of what?
Veterans for Children.
Lady Liberty.
Oh, okay.
At the same time, I use that as a show on Redwood TV to like the honor of that.
What's familiar?
It's the hair.
Maybe that's it, yeah.
My hair gets me.
Yeah.
And then when you hear me speak,
God help us.
I was born on 9/11, so it really hit me hard whenever we got hit. But this is from 9/11. I don't know if we give it to somebody that maybe would give us a copy of it. But it's a great poem or whatever that somebody wrote.
Why don't you give it to me? Here, you give it to me. I'll give it to you.
Hey, is Lisa Daggs awesome or what? She really is. Hey, and one other thing too, I don't know if we mentioned this earlier or not, but just in case you want to know, this whole event is being live streamed tonight. Did you know that? On WBNA. So for those patriots out there in TV land that want to tune in, you know, the whole thing's being live streamed, and you know, so. Support WBNA. I would like to introduce our big cheese, our leader, our fearless leader. I've known her for years, and she's awesome. Diana Starr. She's worked so hard to put this event together. She's a real patriot, and she's a wonderful, wonderful lady. Diana?
I'll take yours. Okay, I'm at the middle of the program, kind of, maybe toward the last. Everybody here knows, if you don't, you know, I don't color inside your box. God has given me a special gift. I intend to use it. I'm 72 years old, and I say to you that patriotism is never convenient. So don't look at your age or what you have to do next. You better look at the country and what's happened. I am proud to introduce to you a Cuban-born American patriot. I put him in the program because, man, he is fire. And he can tell you what happened in Cuba. Alex Garcia, would you like to come up here, please? Just remember, gotta fight. That's all I keep to say. I want to say it over and over again, it's redundancy. But while I'm doing it, I'm looking at you and saying, man, keep on fighting, guys. Thanks.
There's a lot of familiar faces here tonight, but for those that don't know me, my name is Alex Garcia. I am not a public speaker. In fact, I'm terrified of public speaking. But if we sit down and do absolutely nothing, the result is not going to be the outcome that we want. So I think it's very important that we speak our mind, that we speak our heart, that we talk to the Lord every day, to our Savior, Jesus Christ, and that we understand that this country goes to heck in a handbasket unless we can speak truthfully, honestly, and with God in our heart. First of all, I'd like to shout out to Diana. Honestly, I'm glad that you gave me the opportunity to stand up here and tell everybody my personal tribulations, with this country and how it saw me being more into a free man, because as you well know, Cuba is not free. Cuba is a tyranny. There is a reason why Cuban people risk their lives in rafts and they cross over 90 miles the stretch of Florida, which is fed very well the sharks along the coast. I just want you to know that there are people that were willing to risk their life to come here. So I hope you know the privilege that you guys hold just by being citizens of the greatest country mankind has ever known, the United States of America. I also want to give a special shout out to my friend Steve, Leon, and all the guys with the Patriot Guard. They're back there. These guys do an amazing job. Every single time we have members of military and things like that pass away, these guys actually hold a guard, and they go to the events and make sure that the family there have some support, moral support. They do an amazing job for them. So without further ado, I wrote this and I wanted to make sure that I have your full and undivided attention for the next 5 to 10 minutes. I want to begin by voicing my eternal gratitude to everyone who made it possible for me to share my perspective today. As everyone knows, our city has grown tremendously since 2004. That's when I first arrived to Louisville as a Cuban immigrant looking for freedom, and I found my beautiful home here. I'm here to bring some clarity to some situations that we face as a nation. Rampant spending, unsecure borders, politicians who speak one thing and then do another. All of these threaten our national security. We pledge to fight foreign and domestic enemies, and it seems like our enemies are no longer outside. I'm going to say it again so it sinks in. The enemy is no longer outside. They have breached the gate in a Trojan horse by the name of socialism or democratic socialism. Whenever you see this word, it's important that you know that in the 60s, socialism was considered a mental illness. It was considered the biggest threat to the free world. People of my generation are pushing for socialist ideas rampantly. Some even speak of the oh-so-terrible capitalism while enjoying the benefits that only capitalism can provide, such as liberty and free speech. I want to remind everybody that socialism, once again, was the biggest threat to the free world through most of the 20th century. And you may ask, what changed? Well, we used to elect men of honor who did not question or try to change the Constitution. Men who answered to the individual rights of the people instead of the cry of the masses. Currently, we have Republicans and Democrats alike who are making deals behind closed doors with communist dictatorships such as China and the Cuban regime. I want to be very clear. My grandparents spoke of the very same changes that we're seeing today. It happened gradually in Cuba, just as it did in Poland, and it is happening here. This shift in society, where the people willingly give their powers to the government as if government could run our lives better than we can. Once this begins, where do we draw the line? President Trump said once, mental health in this country is an issue that deserves our attention. No government has the power over the sovereignty of the individual, the personal liberties. We're giving away what our military fought, bled and died for. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And much like the places mentioned before, by the time the citizens realized what was happening, it was way too late to stop it. Speaking of Cuba, let's shift our attention to a hot topic. Let's mentally go to Havana in the 1950s. Cuba had a booming economy. Those who went to Cuba on a vacation had the time of their lives. Cuba had the first TV station in all Latin America. Cuba had the first radio station, the first train connector system in Latin America, and then 1959, Fidel Castro entered Havana. Now, some people will have you believe that he educated the population, that the schools and the healthcare are absolutely free. The reality is that Cuba's fallen apart. Poverty and sickness are extreme. Pedophilia goes unpunished. Classrooms without textbooks. There are no medicine or hospital supplies. Hospitals are unsanitary and out of service. I recommend that you get educated about these things. No ambulances. No public safety, not even funeral cars to bury your dead. While they blame an imaginary embargo, and this is really important because a lot of people are pushing to lift an embargo that is basically not there. The truth is that many organizations donate to Cuba and the people never see the benefits. You have Cubans who try to flee the country and are subjected to massive psychological and physical torture. The reality is that Cuba is a dictatorship, currently bursting at the seams with abuse, torture, tyranny, and a long list of human rights violations. My own parents were beaten by government organizations while in Cuba. My own mother developed a breast tumor due to blunt force trauma from these physical abuses. So these aren't stories that I heard or read in a book somewhere. I was there. I lived through it. The ocean floor between Florida and Havana is the resting place of many Cubans who prefer the risks of death to living in Cuba. So I hope you take a moment to realize the importance of freedom and that we preserve it. Remember, freedom is not free. I know firsthand that some people in our Republican Party shake hands with Democrats and people who support the normalization of relationships with Cuba. The Cuban regime just met with the Biden administration just a little while ago to speak about human rights. I want this to sink in a little bit. The violation of the most elemental human rights is the reason that I am here today. I came here looking for freedom. So make no mistake. If you're advocating for a dialogue with the Cuban dictatorship, you are dealing with terrorists and you are the enemy. Amen. The bones of those Cubans at the bottom of the ocean, those buried in mass graves, the very souls of those who died by firing squad, yelling at the top of their lungs, "Long live Christ the King," deserve and demand your respect. Open your eyes. I'll say it again. The enemy has breached the gate. Our Republican Party is either ignorant or ignoring what's in front of us. We need to put our thoughts, our prayers, our vote, and our resources in service of people who are not afraid of driving back the advancing forces of socialism. Leaders who do not assume a neutral position in times of moral crisis. I suggest we learn to identify socialism and uproot it whenever we discover it. I suggest we stand for integrity of the family nucleus, for the Constitution of the United States of America, and the conservation of a nation under God. A republic, if we can keep it. For my closing statement, I would like to add a brief note found on the fold of the jacket of Private Martin Treptow when his lifeless body was recovered. America must win this war. Therefore, I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. God bless America, and thank you for your attention today.
All right, brother, thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you, brother. All right, next up, we got a special treat for everybody here. We got the one and only Trump Latinos coming up. All right, and just like Forgiato, just like the Trump Latinos, we definitely want to support these people. These are the people fighting for our country through their music. Everyone fights in their own way, and they're doing it. I love these two dudes. They're great. They're great friends, and they're just amazing. And they're gonna rock the house tonight. So, make sure you don't bump the next person because they're gonna be dancing or vibing to this song. So keep it down. I know Kentucky's known for their crowds, but we're gonna keep it under control tonight. But let's introduce everyone up here. Just give me a big round of applause for the Trump Latinos.
Where's all my pictures at? Where's all my pictures at? You guys be more than welcome to stand up, sing with me, dance with me, and bye-bye with me.
How y'all feeling?
We ready. Nice to see you. Wrong song, Papa.
As soon as I get enough in.
Trump 2024. Everybody got their merchandise? You guys see what I'm doing with that?
Y'all look cool. Y'all ready to get warmed up and moving?
That's it right there.
My country, because I'm blessed with my freedom. Ukraine got rich, but Hawaii really needs us. Got a devil in the White House, but this country needs Jesus. Let's go. One nation under God divided, black, white, and brown united. Mandates no complying, they done woke up giant. Political prosecution's real. They'll take our posts down, label it false information, exposing their agenda. It's what they're afraid of. My president got a mug shot. Red, white, and blue, the national anthem made for Jill Scott. Hit back when I had an Obama phone, but Trump gave us the opportunity to earn it on our own. He did. Either we take the power back, or we'll never be free again. American baby, American raised, land of the free, home of the brave. At 9 to 5, why can't we come together to make a change? It's time to unite, let's make a change. Dear Democrat Party, y'all ready to make a change?
I didn't hear y'all. Y'all ready to make a change? Get it.
Trump Latinos. You guys got nerve.
Y'all ready to get y'all dancing shoes? Alright.
Let's go.
I got love for the Patriots, love in me.
MAGA love,
MAGA love.
I got love
for the patriots loving me.
Say it. MAGA love.
Make
America great, we voted Trump. Keep America great, we voted Trump.
I got love for the patriots loving me.
Hey, this is a true story.
MAGA love.
Found pure cocaine. Found a dead body in Obama's house. Little prostitute in Pelosi's house. While the FBI Big Trump's house. You know the
Mar-a-Lago got services.
With them two servers, that's a big difference. We know the Trump one. Can I get a witness? Let's go. MAGA love.
I got love for the patriots loving me.
Let them know, G.
MAGA love.
Make America great, we voted Trump. Keep America great, we voted Trump. I got love
for the patriots loving me.
Okay. Learn Trump Latinos out your speaker. Shout out Mike Johnson, the people speaker. More blood in the Middle East. Bring Trump back.
At night, we pray for you.
You know we pray.
All day attack, we support you.
If you voted for Trump,
give me a call through. If you ain't registered, then baby I'll show you.
Put the safety of Americans first, alright? Trump 2024, yeah, you know. Joe, when I walk, they gotta go.
I got love for the patriots loving me.
MAGA love.
MAGA love. I got love for the patriots loving me. MAGA love.
Make America great, we voted Trump. Keep America great, we voted Trump.
I got love for the patriots loving me.
Let's go, my people. Where's General Flynn at? Mr. General Flynn at? He's busy. Mr. General Flynn, if you don't mind coming to the stage real quick. What I got? A real American hero. I'm ready. You enjoy this?
It's a true American hero right here. National impact. If we do that across the country, that's the way we're going to take this country back.
Put it all on the line to be a general.
General!
All 10 told to be a general. Put it all on the line.
Put it on the line.
Put it all on the line. Yeah. There ain't no crime on your sleeve when you the general. You can't blame nobody when you the general.
I get to chill.
You gotta risk it all when you a general. You might never come home if you a general.
It's 2024, it's like we rolling the dice. They indicted our president, give our youth to a strike. They looking up to Michael J, I'm looking up to Michael Flynn. He ain't sell no tennis shoes, but he let our but the Democrat Republican, he kept it American. Why the same way he was helping always turn their back on him? Lieutenant General at war with the deep state. Barack Obama, why you wanna take a job away? Trump Latino sitting in Mar-a-Lago at the round table. Remember as a youngin', I ain't really had cable. I'm living too good to be born in the hood. When you write these phone letters, you get misunderstood. MAGA.
There ain't no crime on your sleeve when you a general. You gotta risk it all when you the general. You might risk it all if you a general. You might never come home if you a general. With this little light of mine on the left side. Thank you for being a hero.
Thank you.
Thank you. The people's voice.
People's voice right there.
With this little light of mine on the left side.
Thank you for being a hero.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The people's voice. The people's voice.
A hero is a ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. General Flynn, you are a hero, America's hero. Yes, America.
How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling like making America great again? Like you doing that by putting America first.
We want people to come into our country, but we want them
It's
to
time.
be legally It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and get your votes in. Patriots come together, yeah, it's time to win. White, black, and brown, all my legal immigrants. Started from the bottom, but we made it across the fence. Just come the right way if we coming in. I love my country, I'm ashamed of my government. I stand with Trump, he never broke one promise. I push the left, cared about the homeless as they do about illegal immigrants. My skin is brown, I come from the streets. If you want world peace, bring back me tweets. I feel like 50, tatted Trump like pump. 53 million, Mayor Adams, what the fuck? F Zelensky, F Ukraine, F NATO, and everybody, man. We know you got hairy legs, but you ain't got no brains. Trying to flood the border, trying to drown the railway. Put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and get your votes in. Patriots come together, yeah, it's time to win. White, black, and brown, all our legal immigrants. We started from the bottom, but we made it across the fence. Just come the right way if you coming in.
Wash your hands and wipe that dirt from your eyes. Chasing freedom got you hurting inside. I know it breaks your heart when you hear a Latino say close the border. We work too hard for y'all just to come in and try to take it over. It's time to build that wall and build it to the sky. Legal immigrant in a suit and tie. You know all my life I've been working in the struggle. Work 2 jobs, they got nothing. The government. So all the illegals know it's not for shelter. Thank you.
It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and close the border. It's time to put America first and get your votes in. Patriots come together, yeah, it's time to win. White, black, and brown, all my legal immigrants. We started from the bottom, but we made it across the fence. Just come the right way if you're coming in.
Thank you guys.
Check. Like I have, right? Yo, this all in the mic. Check. Can y'all hear me? Okay, there's a sound out here. All right, I need everybody to stand up. How about that? We do that. Can we stand up and come up here a little bit to the stage? Anybody afraid to come stand right here and move around? Come on. I'm not going to make anybody spend any money. Come on. We got to get a little movement here. So look, I made this song for the General also. So make sure y'all show General Flynn a lot of support. You know, with this new culture we're changing with this music, you know, if you don't listen to rap music, that's fine. Your kids listen to rap music, their friends listen to rap music. People in their school listen to rap music. And the rap music they're listening to is terrible. So we're changing the culture, right? We're changing the culture by doing it. So make sure you support it. All right, go ahead and play the first song. Here we go.
The time is now.
All right, everybody get their hands up. If you want Trump back in the White House, make some noise. The time's now. Real patriots like General Flynn doesn't judge us and supports us. Hands up, let's go. I bleed red, white, and blue. I would die for my patriots. Red, white, and blue. I go to war with my patriots. Red, white, and blue. I fight for freedom with my patriots. Red, white, and blue. USA with my patriots. You know I'm playing for the General like General Flynn. Proud American, I love my country, General Flynn. One nation under God. Standing tall like I'm General Flynn. You know he's fighting for our country and patriots love. Fought in Afghan and Iraq. He's standing for something. Frontline lieutenant, born leader, God's gift. Never be quit. America first, that's what he did. And we can't back down. Hey, we can't back down. We gotta keep the churches safe. Never change our Trump. That's what Democrats truly want. Unapologetic, not the type to put on PR stunt. Red, white, and blue, General Flynn. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Fight like Flynn. Patriots never stop. Thank you for standing tall and fighting for your country. Hands up, let's wave. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and and blue. Red, white, and blue, USA with my patriots. You know I'm praying for the veterans like General Flint. Proud American, I love my country, General Flint. One nation under God. Standing tall like I'm General Flint. Hey, you cut it real quick. You stop that one. So who is, appreciate it. So who here was at January 6th? I'm not, this is a trick question. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy that we got to almost lie about going on a vacation somewhere or standing tall for our country. But, you know, there's a lot of people that were in Portland burning things up, doing all types of stuff. They don't have to circle the block. They're not arresting any 75-year-old ladies over none of that. So we can't let them scare us off. You know, that's the biggest thing they're trying to do. We got to keep fighting for our children because that's what they're aiming for right now. I made the Boycott Target song. I don't know if you guys heard that. I went actually in the Target. We did a video. And you know, it's not about them attacking, you know, different people who are, you know, gay, trans, or whatever they believe. It's about them attacking these children. They're using the children to push their message. And that's the big problem, right? So we got to keep fighting. Go ahead and play the next song. This for all the Jan Sixers. R.I.P. Ashley Babbitt. Y'all get your hands up. You got one for the Jan Sixers. Just know this song, sing along, it's simple. Hey, you know the fans did a sweep. They was knocking at the front door. Patriots pulling up, knocking on the Capitol. Oh yeah, you know the fans did a sweep. Well, make some noise, let's go. Taking from the lesson family. Only MAGA music coming out of the stereo. Oh yeah, you know the fans did a sweep. Well, it's your song, right? Let's go. Okay, federal rallies on my tail. All the patriots, I wish you well. You know we went to D.C. to spread peace. There were more guns on the scene than the Middle East. Oh yeah, people got their pride hurt. Oh yeah, a patriot died first. Oh yeah, oh no, we can't go out like that. Trump 2024, yeah, he running it back. I just got a call from General Flynn, he told me that's facts. Democrats gonna tell me how you feel about that. Who won Trump won? Who won Trump won? One amongst the ballots, 45 the chosen one. You know the feds did a sweep, they was knocking at the front door. Patriots pulling up, knocking on the Capitol. Oh yeah, you know the feds did a sweep, bro. Let's go, feds did a sweep, bro. They was knocking at the front door. Patriots pulling up, knocking on the Capitol. Oh yeah, you know the feds did a sweep, bro. You know the feds did a sweep, bro. How many people in here don't got that vaccine? Who in here is gonna get that vaccine? Don't believe it. Can't let them push this on us. So this right here is for all my non. You go ahead and put.
The future of MAGA.
This my new song. It's not out yet, but I'm starting to get it going. So y'all get your hands up. Let's go. President 2024, we coming back. Joe Biden in the crowd taking naps. And his son's gonna do it crack. Call me what you want, but don't call me a Democrat. They wanna put him in jail, but I write a million even if it's in a cell. Y'all need the dead. I'm still coming through your hood in my red hat. I might go and make a chain, let me call my jeweler. I'm exposing all these riders like a roller. You still don't have the manifesto from the trans shooter. You go like AFC, I wanna go like Brad Cooper. Whoa, real mega gang, they know how I rock it. Trump train still going, no we ain't stopping. We going up and they want us to fall like Joe Biden. Trump 2024, ain't no other option. Hey, red wave, come and let them know it's on the way. Tell the liberals I ain't giving up my two-way. They pushing genders on these kids and first we gotta pray. They happen that we say, Donald Trump is your president. 2024, he coming back. Joe Biden in the crowd taking naps. And his son Hunter doing crack. Call me what you want, but don't call me a Democrat. They wanna put him in jail, but I write a million even if he's in a cell. Y'all need the dead. I'm still coming through your hood in my red hat. I'm different, but I am not wearing 2 chains. Evan was cool, but 2 chains, we need proof fame. Get Gotham, so we need a Bruce Wayne. Well, I'm leaving, spending all my money to Ukraine. I'm feeling myself like Nikki, no heavy. So crazy how she switched for the Bucks, no Brady. Hold on, they say I should get deported, though I'm a citizen. I can go and live like I'm not documented immigrants. Ron Swami, this gon' take them by surprise, don't count my guys. Cause I fight like I'm Muhammad Ali. They ain't stopping that, so they gotta copy. Trump 2024, can't let these commies stop me. He coming back, get your hands up, you go for Trump. And his son Hunter doing crack, call me what you want, but don't call me a Democrat.
in jail, but I write a man even if he's in a cell. Y'all need the dead. I'm still coming through your head in my red head. Who in here is Donald Trump is their president still? Trump's still your president? On President's Day, I'm saying that. My man right here said it. Go ahead and cut it. So that's one of my favorite songs I made this year called Trump Say the USA. You ever heard this song? You heard this song right here? Let's go ahead and play it. Hands up, let's go. I have a message from Bruce Springsteen. Always hating on Trump. Let's go. From the land of the whole and the brave, I love my country, they can't take that away. Against all odds, he falling fortune and fame. Us patriots don't let him lock him away. Trump save the USA. Hey, Trump save the USA. Let's go. Trump save the USA. Trump, he saved the USA. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. You love America? Let's go. Working hard, fighting with Uncle Sam. Leave your family and go fight for the land. You Democrats scared of the orange man. No politician trusts a businessman. Red, white, and blue, that's all that DJ was playing. He won't let you mistreat us again, so we fight for the right Republican Party. Oh, Donald Trump, USA, home of the free, USA, home of the brave. Let's go. Land of the free and the brave. I love my country, they can't take that away. Against all odds, he played fortune and fame. Us patriots won't let you lock him away. Trump save the USA. What do you do? Trump save the USA. Trump save the USA. Trump, he saved the USA. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Hands up, let's go. He built it up. Now they burning it down. A fallen country fading right to the ground. MAGA crying, crying, tears falling down. MAGA nation screaming loud and proud. Let me hear it. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, my fellow citizens,
that's your president.
His comeback starts.
Hands up, let's go. From the land of the free and the brave, I love my country, they can't take that away. Against all odds, he made fortune and fame. Us patriots won't let you lock him away. Trump save the USA. Trump save the USA. Trump save the USA. Let's go, hands up. Trump, he saved the USA. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Where's Gucci Granny at? Come on, Gucci Granny. Politician by day, nighttime rapper. Gucci Granny. Trump Latinos, let's go up here. So real quick while we wait for them, this was a crazy situation. Diana Starr, what I know as Gucci Granny, came to Florida and they said, you know what, I love what you guys are doing for the movement. You guys need a 72-year-old rapper? So I was like, hey, it might be kind of interesting. So we got in the studio and honestly, she gained the confidence faster than anybody I ever saw in my life to actually make a song and do the video. And, you know, I know a lot of her peers probably see it like, what, she's rapping, they don't understand. The kids are seeing it, and the kids think it's funny and cool. So they start sharing it with all their friends.
Now they're watching, oh wow, wish my grandmother did something like this. She did 1 million views the first
How many grandmas in here? How many grandmothers in here? All right, good.
She did 1 million views the first day the video came out. And it was funny, not a lot of people in the movement shared it, but a lot of people not in the movement shared it. Like, yo, this is cool, like, look, we're over here not making no money, we can't pay our rent, and they got grandmas over here rapping in mega hats. So it made it look fun. So y'all show her some love. This is her actual second performance because I made her do the song, and then I had a show with Roger Stone, and I made her get on stage 6 hours after ever making a rap song, and she did it. So she put this event on also, so y'all make some noise for Diana Stone, aka Gucci Granny. Gucci Granny!
Everybody's got a part. Ain't no matter how old you are, what color you are, MAGA has none of that. You jump in.
All right, give it up one more time with Trump Latinos and Borgiana Blow and Gucci Granny. All right. That was exciting, guys. I'm so impressed. All right, here's the deal. I get to announce the next person, the next speaker coming up, but let's have a real chat for a minute. How many of you guys may or may not have felt uncomfortable with some rap action? Here's the reality. These guys are stepping into a movement and they're having conversations in a way that folks that are younger than you can have that you're not willing, maybe, or able to have. So I challenge you to find a way to connect, find a way to go out and have that conversation, or better yet, go back and ask them what you can do to help them in their movement. I mean, because it takes money to go out and make things happen, right? It takes time, it takes talent and effort, right? And if you're not willing or able, then do you really deserve the freedom that you want? Just asking, that's a you question. The other piece of that is, if you don't know how to have that conversation, just share their videos. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes or whatever, and share those videos with your grandchildren. But what if there's a cuss word? Okay, they're gonna hear it somewhere. Might as well be from you so you can have that dialogue, right? Okay, now that I've given you a lecture, we have donated items over here that some of them are signed. Go ahead and throw some money down on those because it all goes to RWFF. And I'm really serious. Go back and ask them how you can help them in their movement. Because if you're going home and you're doing nothing other than coming here tonight, you have failed. And with that being said, the person I'm going to introduce now, man, this young lady, I'm so honored to be able to call her a friend. We've had many conversations on levels that I can't have with a lot of people. Her heart, you're gonna see her heart tonight. She is the president of Purple for Parents, I'm sorry. And she also works with the John Birch Society. She has helped create a movement to defund the Kinsey Institute at Indiana University. And if you don't understand what that means that we have taken money away from the institute and has started to...
Did you break it?
Man, the things that they've done to children, infants, babies, okay? And then they go out and they teach it as fact. That's a good thing. Do your work, do your research. If you don't know what it is, take some time tonight and ask her when she's done what you need to look up and what you need to do to become better prepared to fight in that movement too. This young lady has helped, man, so many children. She's doing movements across the state so that our children in our schools have options and not bad ones, right? Get to your feet and help me welcome my dear friend, Rhonda Miller.
Thank you very much, Christy, for that wonderful welcome. Thank you all for being here. Let's talk education. I want to take you on a journey, okay? Many people today think our education is failing us. It's not. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Prior to 1800, communists and Marxists and socialists all decided they were going to infiltrate our country. Fast forward several years, they set up camp here in Indiana and across the nation. Let's start World War II. After World War II was over, the communists infiltrated our country. Our government gave them new names under Operation Paperclip. Operation Mockingbird started, and they started programming each and every one of us. They infiltrated our college institutions, teachers' colleges especially, because they knew they had to go after education in order to control the country. As was said before, they're after our children. Okay, but they had to train the teachers first in order to get them into the K-12 system. Now what we're seeing is the bottom up. Okay? But what I want you to understand is that it's not a red or blue issue. That's why it's purple for parents. Take red and blue and it makes purple. Because we're all in this together, both parties are in on it. Okay? As was stated before, around World War II, Alfred Kinsey set up camp less than 100 miles from here. He moved to Indiana from New Jersey, set up camp at Bloomington, Indiana University, and he started research on children. He was protected by the CIA. He was funded by the Rockefellers. He was very much insulated, which was why he was never investigated. Never investigated federally, never investigated on our state side. So let me tell you, a lot of you know about the term social emotional learning. A lot of people are wondering how this perversion is coming in, how transgender perversion is coming in, how our children are being given pornography in our schools. A lot of that's due to Alfred Kinsey, but it also goes hand in hand with social emotional learning. Many people have been told that is simply teaching kids to have good manners in school, to be kind. Then why does it come from the United Nations? Answer that. Because it's a global agenda to brainwash our children into this radical ideology. And I want to break those three words down for you. Let's take social. Well, what is it that they want? Well, these cultural Marxists and these communists and socialists all infiltrated our system. They are creating a social revolution, a social re-engineering. That's what the social means. Well, how are they doing it? Well, they're emotionally manipulating our children. How are they doing that? Through the lessons of the curriculum. Through the lessons of the curriculum, they are emotionally manipulating our children to create those little social revolutionaries, those little Marxists. And they're sending them out across the nation. That's why we have Antifa. That's why we have BLM. At the same time, they're sexually grooming them for pedophilia by giving them all this pornography. And in the state of Indiana, we worked hard for 3 years We overturned our exemption that protected our schools that were giving our children legally, giving them pornography. In addition to last year, also working with our freshman legislature, we did defund the Kinsey Institute. Because as of 2016, that institute was part of taxpayer dollars. It was incorporated into IU, we were paying for it. We were able to defund it, and so now we're in the process of holding IU's feet to the fire and making sure that they're not using our tax dollars to pervert our children, okay? So I thank you again for being here tonight. It was an honor to be here, an honor to tell you what we're doing as an organization. You can go to our website, purpleforparentsindiana.org. You will see a lot of resources that we have up there. And I will tell you, it's interesting that we led into the segue because as Alex talked about socialism, this is what's leading into our country, and this is what's happening to our country. I was one of those J6ers, and by the grace of God, am I not sitting in jail? So I understand what's happening with those J6ers, and I just want to thank you for being here tonight. One more round of applause for Rhonda! All right. So this is the last time you're going to hear from me tonight, which is probably good for you guys. But I get the honor of bringing up a former Attorney General for the state of Indiana and a man of valor, honor. This gentleman is a lifelong Hoosier, yes, who has spent his entire life serving his community, whether it's local community or statewide communities. He served in Indiana as Elkhart County prosecutor, and as an Attorney General, Curtis ushered in a new era of accountability. He stood up for the sanctity of life. You get the drift on that one. He defended churches and businessmen from restrictive government shutdowns. That was a very nice way to say from bullcrap, right? And he brought executive leadership to an office of government in desperate need of revival. He lives in Elkhart, Indiana, with his wife, Teresa, who's a school teacher. So what Rhonda's doing is important to her. And he and Teresa have 5 children. So get to your feet and help me welcome Curtis Hill!
Thank you. You know, I went to the bookstore the other day, and I asked the clerk, do you have the Trump book on how to deport illegal aliens? And the clerk said, get the hell out of here and don't come back. I said, that's the one. You haven't paid it back? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Curtis Hill. I am an American prosecutor. I'm the former Attorney General for the state of Indiana, just to the north of us. And I spent my career defending freedom. And I am convinced that not only Hoosiers, but people all over America want proven conservative leadership. And the key to that word is proven. How many times have you elected someone who said one thing and did another? And folks, we're at a crossroads in this country. We're at a crossroads. Government has failed us. The people that we send to Washington, D.C. have failed us. And it's time to choose leadership in our states that will take over, bring freedom back, and fight with the federal government when necessary. I'll tell you how good it is. We have lost faith in our institutions.
Did we ever decide?
Objective truth is under attack on a constant basis. We're witnessing the manipulation of justice, the weaponization of race designed to keep us silent, and the sexualization of our children.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
We need to fight back, and we need to fight back now. I'm running for governor of the state of Indiana because I believe in America. I still believe in America. I believe in freedom. But don't just take politicians' words for it when they say those things. People can walk up here and talk about, I'm conservative this, I'm conservative that. We're all Republicans. We're all claim to be conservative. But what you claim to be can sometimes be different than what you do. So you need to base what someone will do in office based on what they've done in the past. I believe in a culture of life. And for that culture of life, a few years ago, we all heard the tragic news of 2,411 aborted babies found discovered, abandoned in a garage in Illinois. Those are Indiana babies. And as the Attorney General, I went into Illinois, brought those babies back to Indiana, buried them together in a marked grave. Why? Because we wanted to establish their humanity in death that was denied them in life. I believe in a culture of life. I believe in liberty. Liberty, fighting for your freedom, fighting for your liberty. And in Indiana, when I was Attorney General, 4 months after the pandemic started, our Republican governor had a press conference in which he said, we are going to mandate the wearing of masks and we're going to create a law that's a Class B misdemeanor if you're in violation. The same day that he did that, I put out an opinion from the Attorney General's office saying, no, you're not, it's unconstitutional, you don't have the authority, back off. And he did. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in truth. I believe in truth. In Indiana, which is a conservative state, for those of you who don't live in Indiana, you think, boy, it's great up there. Conservative state, we had a Bureau of Motor Vehicles that created a new classification of person. You get that? A new classification of person called the X. And the X wasn't a man, the X wasn't a woman, the X was something else. Issuing driver's license with no statutory authority in the state of Indiana. As the Attorney General, I put a stop to it. Why? Because the truth is there are only two genders, male and female, and that's what we're fighting for. We need transparency in our government. I just found out recently that the B&B, I'll pick on that state agency, has been selling the private information of Hoosiers for profit to third parties. $26 million in 2023 alone. Over $250 million over the last 10 years. How many Hoosiers have actually given permission for their personal information to be sold? None of them. So as I've indicated, when I become governor, because the legislature hasn't taken over, this is a state agency, day one, it's gone by executive order. Folks, whether you're in Indiana, whether you're in Kentucky, wherever you are in the country, we need leadership that's inspirational, leadership that's bold and courageous. And so I would ask all of you here, I have a table over there, curtishill.com. Pull out your phones, go to curtishill.com, help us volunteer, give us $10, give us $100. We have a grassroots operation that's taking freedom back. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Did you say go back again? You do want to? I heard about you, Curtis. I heard you were worth everything. Okay, I'm up here to introduce a real dynamic man. Where you at, Chad? Chad. Chad's many things. He wears many hats. But the one thing that he is dynamic. He's a great friend of General Flynn. He's a patriot. And he just called me. We're both involved in... We're involved in what?
We're going to save this country.
We're also involved in Veterans for Trump. And I'm an ambassador. He's a national director. So, hey man, we're here together. You do this. I'll be back up to help introduce General Flynn.
Yeah. We got good news because I'm the last speaker before the American hero comes up here and takes the stage. I like interactive. I really like interactive. How many of you love the RNC? Oh, there's 3. Let's work on that. Veterans for Trump is going to build the largest coalition in the United States with veterans, patriots, God-loving people that love babies,
that loves guns, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to take over the RNC. We are going to get Donald Trump put back in the White House. And for those of you that still believe that we shall never be ill will of another Republican, those days are gone. Because I came all the way from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, to let you know, I'm going to trade Lindsey Graham for Mitch McConnell. Let's get rid of both of them. And the way we're going to do that is through leadership, honor, courage, and commitment. If you are a United States veteran, please stand. Please give them a round of applause. Hey, Aaron, it's not every day we get a Navy SEAL and a Seabee stand between it with the general in the middle. We know, General, I'm not going to say anything. We passed our ASVAB. What we have to understand is this is something that is bigger than all of us. At the top of the Constitution, it says what? Say it louder. Say it louder. Then why does it feel like it's for them and their people? But yet we continue to sit on our hands and go on Twitter and be like, oh yeah, Nikki Haley, what do you got over here? That's not winning. The digital soldier is an important thing, General Flynn. Sir. But what we need is boots on the ground. I'm looking at every one of these bikers for Trump that says boots on the ground. I look at the people that are out here wanting to get behind great representatives like you, like Mr. Atish back here, who, by the way, is, say it, endorsed by Veterans for Trump, and we're going to get you one too. Because when you see a representative stand up to come on stage and everybody is about them, that is something that's for we, the people. There's a lot of work to do. Our kids are being attacked, are being invaded by God knows who. I'm sure every day you guys turn on Fox News or Newsmax. How many of you watch ABC, MSNBC, CBS? You're wrong. Generally, where I'm going with this. I did this at Reawakening, it didn't go so well. You're wrong. Why? Because they tell you what they're going to do. Why do you want to sit inside of a vacuum chamber and let Sean Hannity make you feel good about yourself? Right now is a time for us to get uncomfortable. Right now is a time for us to get behind politicians that will stand for the people. Right now is a time where people need to stand up and be counted. Right now is a time for people to take a stand. Right now is going to be written in history where we save this country. But it's not going to be done on Twitter. It's not going to be done on Facebook. It's got to be done on the streets. It's got to be done by people like you that continue to organize and bring like-minded America First people to the fight. Raise your hand if you're in your local GOP. Oh, good for you, Kentucky. If you didn't raise your hand, you need to be. Local Action has. This is interactive. Remember we said that earlier. Local Action has national impact. You guys are tired. I know. We're gonna get the general up here, and I'll fly back to South Carolina and take care of Lindsay. Trust me. Me and Lady G got problems. We're not fans one another at all. He wouldn't even let me into his events. But it's what you got to do. I like making Lindsey Graham uncomfortable. I've never done anything to break the law. What's that? Oh, Nikki, that one person that's running against Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in to Fox or wherever you like. Watch them at MSNBC because their heads are going to explode when we destroy Nikki Haley in South Carolina and bring Donald Trump, the next president of the United States, and hopefully she gets a clue and leaves. We don't even want her in South Carolina. You're going to see it. But this is why the Republican Party, this is my last piece. This is why you need to pay attention. How many of you think South Carolina is this big red state? We are are the largest, or the lowest rated supermajority, conservative voting supermajority in the United States. That's right, South Carolina. 41% conservative voting. Rhinos. I call them happy hour Republicans because they don't do anything in Republican. They just go and have drinks and spend your money. And then when it comes time to actually stand up for something, it's amazing how that spine, brittle, falls apart. We have fighters out there like General Michael Flynn. We have people out there that are trying to bring this country back. We can't do it by ourselves. We need all of you to find your place and stand with your representatives that you want to get elected. So stand with the guy you want to be governor, and make sure you do this. And I'm going to read this because I want you to get some idea of what it is. And this is the South Carolina Republican Creed. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. If I can seek opportunity, not security, I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for gold. I prefer the challenges of life to guaranteed security. The thrill of fulfillment to the state calm of utopia. I will not trade freedom or benevolence, nor my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any master save my God. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud, and unafraid to think and to act for myself, enjoy the benefit of my creations, to face the whole world boldly and say, I am a free American. Ladies and gentlemen, it's up to you. We're going to be out there fighting. I hope to see you on the battlefield because we need every single one of you. Come on up here, Diana. It's time for us to do our thing. We didn't rehearse this. But I always finish every speech with something very simple. When I had a show, I've been fired from a lot of networks. My radio show because of January 6th. But I always say these simple things. This is all you have to do to get involved. Show up, stand up, speak up. It's your republic. Fight for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. Don't worry about Nikki, we're going to handle that. Just do something about Mitch.
We're a comedy act, you know, we practiced. Well, we practiced about, well, I know, a little bit on the phone. Okay, yeah. He's a great guy, and everything he said is true, and I say it all, but they listen to you better. I think so. You needed a rap. You need a rap. Poor Gene, he needs a rap. Anyway, don't forget that this event was put on. We had things for sale that Dr. Flynn and General Flynn has signed, and for Giotto, this is the way that you can support us to help put this event on. So please, everybody be generous, because one of these days we won't have money, right?
No, we're Republicans. We'll always have money.
Well, come on. But who are we introducing? The greatest American hero? The greatest American hero?
Well, General Flynn is somebody very special to me. I was just a dumb fireman that broke his neck and started to take over Republican parties all over South Carolina. And he came out 3 times to help us because he believes in this country. He has never turned on his oath, and he is still here today to fight for the greatest nation on this planet. You want to bump it? You're bumping me. It's okay. I'm beefy. Do you want me to just say it already?
Yeah, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, America's General Michael Flynn.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Okay, sit down. And I'm going to keep us on time. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to come down here. If I jump down there, is this thing gonna go crazy? Okay, because I don't like being on the stage. Okay, that's better. So, what I want people to know is that within the lifetime of a woman that's sitting in here who I met, you know, that, and her, I guess it's her son that was up here, because I've studied a lot of this stuff. And within the lifetime, so 100 years ago, so 1924, you can maybe squeeze another year, 1923, started an evolution of probably some of the greatest crimes in the history of humanity in just the last 100 years. So when we think about, you know, when people in this country say, this will never happen, that'll never happen, when we have all these people that are running for, you know, local and state political offices, which are really important. I live by that. Local action has a national impact. That is the way that we take this beautiful fabric of America, this beautiful quilt of America, and we kind of stitch it back together. Whether you're going to run for a local, you know, committeeman, or you're going to run for school board, or you're going to run for governor of a state, or something bigger than that, right? But in the last 100 years, we've had people like who? Really bad people. Last 100 years. Anybody, just shout them out. Kinsey was one, but that's not a name that people know. Huh? No, you guys are thinking, these are Hitler. That's one. Okay? My parents are dead now. My father was in World War II. My father fought in World War II in the European theater. He's deceased now. Okay? Hitler, there's one. Stalin, there's another. Okay, I'll stop there for a second. Between those two, this is in the last 100 years. Okay, this isn't like 2,000 years ago, or the time of the Athenian Empire, the Roman Empire, or all these other empires in history, for anybody that even did a modicum of study in history, world history, or even U.S. history for that matter. This is in the last 100 years. Between those two, any guesses how many those two murdered of their own citizens? Take a guess. About 100 million. Let's just say about 100. That's great. Thank you. About 100 million. Stalin, he gets somewhere between 60 and 80. Adolf Hitler, he's upwards in the 20 to 30 million. Okay, let's name another. Mao Zedong, right? And since Mao to the current president of China, which is Xi, there's really only been 6 leaders in China, where we have a president, for the most part, they usually stay in for 2 terms. And that's, you don't see anybody wearing Build Back Better baseball hats, right? You ever seen anybody wear a Build Back Better baseball hat or t-shirt? No, because there's no way in the world that 81 million people voted for this. Okay? For this being what's happening. So Mao, how many people do you think Mao killed? 60 million. Okay, Mao came to power in 1949. I was born in 1958. How many in here were born 1949 or prior? Raise your hand. Okay? Look around, folks. Please keep your hands up. Okay? Look around. Now, the number of people that he killed, purposely, it's probably close to that. We really don't know that kind of scale, but we do know that there's at least 50 to 60 million. Okay? So raise those hands up again and hold them up high. Okay? Hold them up high. And look around. If those that are sitting in here, look around at the arms that are up in your lifetime. In your lifetime. Now, let's name another one. Pol Pot. Somebody over here was about to say it there. Pol Pot. Another one. Okay, the killing fields. In my lifetime. So for the most part, probably half this room. And what we've always kind of looked at as Americans, we've always kind of looked at those ideologies, those societies, those cultures, like, well, they're over there. And a lot of times, unless you really dig into, you have an education system that actually works and functions and teaches this kind of stuff, and you don't even know what I'm talking about. Most kids today have no idea. They have no idea. They're not being taught history. And it's not about teaching this kind of history, the kind of history that shows, the real power of evil. Because the sobering reality is that evil exists. It exists on this planet. And there are ideologies that are competing against ours. Okay, our ideology being essentially a DNA, in our DNA, in the fiber of every American is this idea of freedom, right? As the future governor of Indiana talked about, life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, essentially, right? And that's really what he was getting at, the essence of who we are as an American society. Because there are ideologies out there, and those ideologies still exist. The ideology of fascism, the ideology of communism. Okay? It gets worse. It gets worse. So, as Americans, we have been lazy, all of us. We have been complacent, and we just sort of, from the generation, and I just mentioned my father. So my mother and my father, my father was World War II, a Korea vet. The legacy of my family history is really after coming over from Ireland prior to the turn of the last century, it was military. They all got involved in the military. A father in the Navy, had a father in the Army, a grandfather in the Navy, and a grandfather in the Army. And they served in World War I and World War II, and so on and so forth. That's kind of my family is military service. I have 9 brothers and sisters. But when my parents turned over to us, my brothers and sisters, and they said, okay, here you go. Here's a beautiful country on a silver platter. Okay, don't screw it up. Don't screw it up. So what did we do? My generation, right, which is probably about maybe a third of this room, maybe. My generation, we took that plate, that beautiful silver platter, and what did we do? We went off and we raised families, we raised kids, we made a lot of money, we did stuff in our communities, churches and all that kind of stuff, and we just sort of, we allowed political people, which was something that has always existed in America, but our founders, they warned us about this idea about the political, we don't want people who are lifelong politicians. And you need smart people in politics, but you need people who also love this country. Okay? We were joking in the back earlier with one of the vets that's he's still here. A couple of years ago, I was a Democrat. Right? I just changed parties 2 years ago. Because I never really cared about politics. The whole time I was in the military, I never voted for the President of the United States. Why? Because it was my commander-in-chief. So I didn't feel like I just didn't feel like I should. I felt like whoever it was, I was going to follow the orders of that office, right? Of the President of the United States and the officers appointed over me, right? Part of the oath that you take. So part of my message is that we are facing a time that is not just political. All these people that are running for office, they're going to run, and there's people in here that are committeemen or council reps or school board or something like that. Maybe there's a sheriff or a deputy sheriff in here. And we need to have you keep doing that. We must have you do that. We have to take this thing. If I could stitch the 3,100 plus counties together tonight, I would do it. Okay? Because the federal government, our federal government, is so broken. It's so broken. And why? Everybody goes, don't these people get it? We got to get rid of them. we've been talking about getting rid of these people for a long, long time. Okay? We've been complaining about everything for a long, long time. As a nation, we've been complaining. And we have to stop complaining. If people came to me in the military with a complaint, I would say, get in line. Right? I would love somebody to come to me and go, here's what I'm going to do. We're all screwed up down here in the line, and this is what we need to do. And I'd be like, great. So you're going to go do it? Yeah. I'm going to go do it. Say, great, man. If you got any problems, let me know, and I'll be right there to help you. We cannot rely on anybody right now. We cannot look up and go, okay, and even in your own state, because I am a fan of this is Kentucky here, so I'm a fan of Rand Paul, but I will tell you, you know what? But you know what? Somebody's here from Rand Paul's team too. I met him earlier. Okay? There are powers for a United States Senator. The Speaker of the House has the power to shut the government down. Can say it's probably live stream, can go to the spigot of money and go click and turn it off. Okay? Guess where they're at right now? Where's Congress right now? They're home. They're home on another break. Our country is completely falling apart. This year, I think it's this year, actually it is, if I read this right, this year, 2024, we are going to start paying interest on the U.S. debt that is higher, that is more money than we spend on defense spending. Okay, which is about, we're going to start, the interest on our debt is going to be just north of $1 trillion. Interest. So in order to pay that, you got to print money. How many have heard of the central bank digital currency? You're rich? Yeah, good. Okay, so enough of you, but not everybody. Okay? I walk out of here tonight, and I go back, or in fact, I'm heading to Texas here in a couple of days to go do some anti-child trafficking stuff. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. It's unbelievable. I didn't look at Kentucky's problems coming in here because I wasn't focused on that for this event. Texas is number 2 in the nation. California is number 1. My state, Florida, is number 3 for child trafficking. Houston, the city of Houston, number 1 in the nation. So that just gives you some idea of some of the issues. I mean, debt and it's all this crazy, crazy stuff. And you look at these people who we keep voting in their office. Okay? We put these people in their office. All of you that are running. Okay? Mark my words. When you get there, if you get there, somebody's going to whisper in your ear. And they're going to say to you, now you can be president of the United States. They're going to tell you that. Somebody's going to come up to you and go, now that you're a governor, you can be president. Right? Now that you're a congressman, here's what you got to do. You just follow this. This is what they do. When they say about Mike Flynn that he knows where the bodies are buried, you're damn right I do. Okay? They don't come after people like me because I don't, because I'm on their team. Right? The team that I'm on is Team America. And if we don't understand the ebbs and flow of the historic tides that do occur, okay, they occur. And I am a student of world history. I am a student of U.S. history. I've studied this. We talked about the Bible earlier, right? 75%, that's about right. Actually, it's a little bit more than that. That is derived, our Constitution is derived from the Bible. If you want to read something really good, Google a guy by the name of Winthrop, 1630. he gave a great speech as they're getting ready to embark on the docks of London at the time, on I think it's 6 ships, and he's speaking to his congregation because they were being persecuted and they were told, if you don't leave, you're probably all going to hang, right? Or you're going to hang. Okay, 1630. And in that sermon, it's a beautiful sermon, he's the one that coined the term New England. I'm from up in New England, so I grew up in the state of Rhode Island. He coined the term, we're going to go to a New England. He's the guy that coined it. Bishop Winthrop, first mayor of Boston. This is well before, this is 150 years or so before the Revolution, right? And he also used the phrase, because of what they heard of this place called America, he also used the phrase, city on a hill, in his sermon, city on a hill. Everybody always refers to, Ronald Reagan calling the shining city on a hill, right? In one of the great speeches of Ronald Reagan. Well, where does city on a hill come from? Where does it come from? Okay, that's right, comes from Matthew. You were talking Matthew earlier, right? Is that you that was talking Matthew? Matthew. Yeah, exactly, thank you. And Matthew, in the Bible, talks about a city on the hill. Okay? So were they talking about Israel, or were they talking about America? I don't know. I don't know what was going through his mind. Okay? I don't know what was going through his mind, but somewhere there's this beautiful place, right? And this is back then, but they always knew that these, again, the ebb and flow of the historic tides will always come back. And they'll come back in ways where you kind of go, how can we do this? I'm not against war, okay? I'm against stupid wars. Okay? I'm against stupid wars. And we're involved in a bunch of stupid wars. Okay? Endless wars have to end. Now, so I'm for it. Somebody, and I'm not one of these okay, you can punch me in this cheek too. No. But we have to be smart. We have to be smart about what we're doing. Because in the last 100 years, the fact is that there is evil on this planet. And that evil, it perpetrated a massive, massive crime against humanity, against principally their own people. Their own people. We heard a young gentleman talking about Cuba. Right? I've met a lot of Cubans. In fact, when I was first in the military, my first platoon sergeant was a guy by the name of Ernesto Sanchez from Havana, Cuba. And as a young child, him and his family were able to abscond from Cuba when they were killing most of his family. And as a young kid, he came in, grew up, joined the military. Great guy, he's still alive, he's a great friend of mine today. And the stories that his family that were able to survive came across and talked about is unbelievable. That's not that long ago. So that's why I keep my foot stomp here. Is I want people to understand that going forward, when you leave here tonight, and you go home, you get some sleep, you get up tomorrow morning, you think about it, maybe you go through the day, you think about it some more, and you start to think about, okay, am I doing enough? Okay? Because if you think you're retired, you're not retired. Okay? So I'm looking at people that are about my age, maybe a little bit older. Okay? I just passed Social Security age. Okay? Okay, nobody can retire. And are there any, there's still young kids here, right? I joked with one of the kids earlier. My mom used to call it forced family fun. I'm on 9, right? So everybody's going to come, everybody's going to sit down, everybody's going to shut up, and you're going to pay attention. I don't care how long it takes. Forced family fun. So, I don't want to embarrass you, but I want you to stand up, young lady. Stand up for a second. You got a nice smile. Okay. Wave to everybody. Okay? All right. You met earlier. You know, I have grandchildren that are her age, younger, probably older too. You know, and I'm not doing this. I mean, if what Donald Trump gives us, what President Trump gives us, it's like we're going down, a metaphor, right? Use a metaphor. We're going down a raging river right now, America, and we're like barely able to stay above water. And I mean, it's just flowing really, really hard. And we're like looking, and we're hearing like thunder, and the thunder might be a waterfall. Okay? And we need a life raft. We need a life raft. That's why I'm on the floor here. Because normally I used to stand on a stage and speak to audiences a couple of years ago, and I got thinking, we're not on, and I would put my size 12s over the edge of the stand, over the edge of the stage, and I'd stand there for 45 minutes with half my feet standing over the edge, talking about where we were as a nation. We're not at the edge. We're not at the edge. Okay? We are already over. We're in that raging river. We are like a drowning person going, and still able to keep a little bit of our head above water. And what Donald Trump will be, and one of you guys, some of the folks that were up here talk about it, as I listen, they're right. It's only for a period of time. It's like a life raft. Donald Trump is like a life raft. Yeah, he did. Chad said it. He did come in 2016, and he kind of saved us. Because look at what he's exposed, and look at what they're trying to do that man. Okay? Because the plan was 8 years of Obama, 8 years of Hillary, and we'd never have this little meeting tonight. Okay? We'd be done. Done. Okay? We'd be done. So what President Donald J. Trump is doing for us is he's like jumping back into that raging river as a life raft for us. And he's going to grab hold of us, and we're going to hold on. And we're going to move forward with him. And as we move forward with him, it's going to give us some breathing space. And we have to pray, because prayer, I guarantee you, is the most powerful weapon system known to man. You've got to believe that. But it's like, and the young kid's probably gone now, as I was looking for him. Gabriel's still here? Gabriel, he's too young. There's Gabriel, thank you. I'm glad that you're still here, young man. Gabriel, right? Archangel. Okay? And it's interesting that I met a young kid, 9 years old. Yeah. Gabriel. The good Lord only created a couple of archangels. Every time I talk about the Bible, I always screw it up. But one of those archangels was Gabriel. Another one was Michael. Another one was Lucifer. Okay? So, part of what I'm saying is that we all have to think of ourselves as archangels. Why? Because we have to be warriors for who we are as a nation. Okay? We have to be soldiers for our nation. I get called every name in the book, 2 years in a row running. Most Googled name in the world, General Michael T. Flynn. 2 years. They call me every name in the book. Right? Every name in the book. So I always say, okay, I'm a white, Christian, right-wing nationalist. Right? All right, let's break that down. Okay, I'm white. I'm Irish. Don't hold that against me. Okay? All right, I'll admit to that. Christian. I'm Catholic. So my faith is Catholic. Right? I've written really nasty stuff, factual stuff about the Pope, this Pope. So I don't have any problem standing up. I'm not enamored by a man, okay? Especially people that I think are doing a disservice for, in my case, my faith. I'm a Catholic. So yes, I'm a Christian. You know, right wing, I don't know what that is. I've jumped out of a lot of planes on the right side, you know. I really don't know what that is. I really don't. Is it because I wear a MAGA hat? I mean, they love to do that. Nationalist. So let's just say I'm a Christian nationalist. So if I'm a Christian nationalist, I'm a Catholic, yes, nationalist. What does that mean? It means so you love your country? Is that nationalist? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to box us in. They're trying to label anybody that stands up for, in this case, President Donald J. Trump. They're trying to assassinate us, each of us, by narrative. Okay, because if they try to physically assassinate you, it's a lot harder to get away with than it was in the 60s. Right? You all know what I'm talking about. Because these days we have better forensics, better investigation. So what they do is they go after you by narrative and they just attack. You're a right-wing Christian nationalist. So I'm a Catholic patriot. Do you know what the opposite of a Christian nationalist is? Well, that's part of it. Democrat. They told me they were a Democrat. I used to be one. They don't exist anymore. Democrats don't exist anymore. The opposite is an atheist globalist. Okay? Christian nationalist, complete opposite, atheist globalist. Okay? You can debate me on that. I wouldn't say that, is that 100%, but I don't know. Democrat, and I'm going to wrap it up here a little bit. The Democrat Party no longer exists. And it really hasn't existed since the days of probably early 70s. Anybody remember the organization called the Weather Underground? Okay? Or the Black Panther movement? Okay? Well, the modern day version of those organizations are Black Lives Matter and Antifa. So again, the ebbs and flows of history. This is recent history. This isn't like 1,000 years of history, or even 100 years of history. This is like in the last, couple of decades. So in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, there was decisions made, and there was something called democratic socialism. Democratic socialism. And there was a movement inside of the Democrat Party to basically assume control. And they knew it was going to take a while because you had to go through cycles, right? You had to see, you had to get things, you had to infiltrate organizations and institutions. You had to get the right people up into the leadership of the country. Okay? You had to go through periods like a Ronald Reagan. But that didn't mean that that was going to be a perfect time. It meant that they still were going to infiltrate into these institutions. What's the first thing that if you study communism, the first thing that a communist wants to do is to take over what? You said no. Second Amendment. Education. This young lady up here tonight. Education. You take over the education system. People always ask me if you were ever to go back into government and had the ability to twinkle your nose or sprinkle fairy dust on yourself, what would you do? What would be the first thing you'd do? And right away they say, oh, get rid of the FBI, get rid of the DOJ. No. I'd close the Department of Education. Close it. I mean, we can't fool ourselves and go and say, well, we're going to appoint so-and-so to be the Secretary of Education and they're going to improve it. They will not. You tell those people in that big building, thank you for your service. You're done tomorrow. Turn your badges in. I'm putting locks on those doors. We'll give you a 30-day stipend. Go find a job in Kentucky. Because I bet you got a lot of jobs out here. Bet you're probably short. So democratic socialism. Democratic socialism. This is really important. Because that's what's taken over the Democrat Party. Not the Democratic It's the Democratic Party. It's taken over by Democratic Socialists. Okay? And then what that morphs into, if you really study this stuff and you really know, you go back and you want something to do for the next couple of days, go study the Bolshevik Revolution of the 1920s. Okay? It's the exact same thing. It's a playbook. Yeah, it's a playbook. So this is what's happening to this country. So this election that we're about to go through, and I pray that we have it. I pray that it actually occurs. If I were on the other team, as I've said to folks here, and I've said it very publicly, if I were on the other team, why would I ever want to have Donald Trump, even remotely able to win an election, to be the president of the United States? Why would I want that man to go back into the White House after what they've done to him? Right? I mean, is that a dumb question? I don't think it is. If I was playing on their team, I'd be thinking of every possible way to not allow that man to ever go back into any. I mean, look at what they're doing to him already. I just can't. And I do speak with him every so often. I mean, the ability for that man to withstand what he's withstanding, is just, it is ungodly. It's evil. It's evil. So, we all have a responsibility. We all have a destiny. Each of us has a destiny as a citizen, as an individual citizen, right? We the people, right? We have a destiny. That destiny is what you decide. The destiny of this country is what you decide. Not what Mike Flynn tells you to do, right? It's what you decide to do. Whether you decide to run for governor, run for state rep, Congress, whatever, that's fine. And I ain't just talking to the people here. Because everybody that's, in all the rows and anybody else that listens to this thing, if we don't stop being lazy and complacent, your state, Kentucky now, in the 2023 election, for a general election, okay? The November election, your state had roughly statewide, around 38% turnout. 38%! Statewide. Not like 70%. Come on, folks. Who said that Christians weren't voting? So the gentleman that had to leave earlier, the Bikers for Trump. Something like 63 million Christians. In the 2020 election, the turnout nationwide for President of the United States was one of the highest turnouts that we've ever had. Okay? It was 69%. How many teachers? Any teachers in here? Okay. If you were to give me a 69 on a test, on a grade, what's a 69 equivalent to a letter? Huh? A D. F. Okay, see, I'm not a math major or whatever. It's an F. It's failing. Failing. That means that 30% of people, and this is in 2020, never mind right here in Kentucky, folks. That means 30% of the nation that was registered to vote and could vote did not. Now, I still don't believe that Uncle Joe got 81 million votes. I just no way in the world. And that's my opinion. I'm getting all kinds of grief tonight on social media because I said Donald Trump is still our president. He's my man, the president. Whatever. Like it or not, actually, the people in Washington, the people in your state capital, they're not the problem. We're the problem. We are. So when we sit there and we go, oh, those bastards, these blah, 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 blah. Right? That's us. Right? That is us. That is our problem. Because we keep putting them there. We keep putting them there. That's why I love it when I meet some of these people that are like, well, is this the first time you've ever run? Yes. I couldn't take it anymore. You know, the young man back there couldn't take it anymore, so I ran. He didn't win, which is fine. But what he did was he put those that did on notice, that were watching, were paying attention, were looking at what you're doing. Abraham Lincoln ran, I think it was 8 times, and lost every time until he finally won an election. And he became the President of the United States. Right? He used to run different races, and he would lose all the time because he was kind of like a tall, lanky, kind of awkward guy. If you study him, I've studied him a lot. Read one of his speeches tonight on the way here. Speech he gave when he was 28 years old in 1838. And that speech that he gave in 1838 to a group of young people after in the state of Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, after a black man was burned to a crisp by a mob, Lincoln felt so compelled that he gave what's called the Lyceum speech. It's a fascinating speech. You should read it. Lyceum, Lyceum, 1838. And in that speech, it's like he was in like some of these cities in America in the summer of 2020, right? Or like some of the other things that we see around this country. And he's talking to the failure of the institutions, the failure of the law, the rule of law in this country, that we can't be ruled by a mob, right? We've got to be ruled by law that actually people trust. You said the failure of institutions. We have to be able to trust the institutions that we've created. And what they've done is they've usurped themselves, and now they're undermining us. So I am so honored to be here with you all and to be able to just share a little bit with you all about what I have learned and what I have seen and what I have personally experienced, this persecution. But I know that it's so much bigger than, and we need that life raft. We need Donald Trump to get back into office. Absolutely. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because there's nobody else right now. Boy, would they love to take him out. Boy, would they love to take him out. Because who do you go to? Where's Chad? Yeah, back there. Nikki Haley, for all of you. She announced today that tomorrow night she's going to give a big press conference and make a speech about the state of the presidential election. It's probably, maybe she doesn't think she can do so hot in South Carolina, so she's going to step down. Or maybe she's going to double down. Who knows?
Who cares?
But we are at such grave risk. We really are. And I want people to understand that it's not going to be by winning one election or another election. It's going to be by us all getting involved in doing something. If we don't have, in the next presidential election, all the other ones matter. They don't matter as much, because if you're in that executive power seat, that matters a lot. An awful lot of power in that chair. Awful lot of power in that chair. Okay, but if we don't have like 75% or more voter turnout, I'm not sure we're going to make it. And I'm not talking about the Republican Party. I'm talking about America. Okay? Then, because other things will happen. President Xi of China, they had a 100-year plan that was created by Mao. It was classified for a while. It became unclassified a couple of decades ago. When Xi took over, and everybody, you should know that he designated himself basically president for life. Okay? So he moved the timeline up. The 100-year plan was supposed to occur in 2049. So by 2049, 1949, Mao comes to power, creates this plan. By 2049, it's a 100-year plan. Xi, he moved it up. Moved it up to 2030. And I pay very close attention to these people. This is my life. This is my life. The security of this country, the safety and security of the people of this country. Even outside of government. Because like we say, we never give up our oath. And you're like, there's certain of us that are just designed this way. I'm designed this way. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Not perfect. Make a lot of mistakes. Say a lot of dumb things. Try not to hurt anybody. Treat others like you like to be treated. That's called the golden rule. And do the right thing for others. And look around what's happening to our country and say, look, what more can I do? What can I do? Okay? And you can't get up tomorrow or the next day, even if it's a couple of days, let it sink in and say, you know what? I heard some great people last, whatever, Friday night, whatever night this is, Monday night, President's Day, right? Yeah, President's Day. And go, yeah, they were great, I don't know, maybe I'll, go play bingo or something. I don't know. You can't. You can't. You've got to give up something. You've got to sacrifice more. One woman who I did get to know who said, and she knew I was talking about her on a big podcast, and she knew exactly who I was talking about, because I was talking about her. And I didn't know she was listening. She was up in Chicago. I'm doing the podcast in Virginia. And I said, this woman who had nothing gave me everything. She's dead now from COVID. But I said, this woman, I said she's up in the Chicago area. She happened to be listening. She had nothing and she gave me everything. And I mean, as soon as that podcast was over, phone rings, it's her. I'm like, holy crap, And she goes, don't you ever say that I have nothing. Okay? And that's my sort of counsel to you. Don't ever say that you have nothing to give. Okay? You have plenty to give. Plenty. While you're standing up, above ground, right? And you still have air inside of your lungs, you go figure out some way to expend that oxygen, to help somebody else. Whether it's to send $10 to a guy running for governor of a state or get involved in one of these campaigns, doesn't matter to me. You've got to go do something. Because when it's done, when we're at that point where we're going to be like, there's going to be a decision here, folks. We're about maybe, 260 days from that, plus or minus. There's going to be a decision. When that decision is done, if we're in the same boat and we're going through the courts again, we've lost. And this time, we've lost the country to something called democratic socialism, which then migrates into communism. Okay, that's why I went through all the last 100 years of the madness of crazy people, of evil. Okay? So I'm done. I'm not here to cheerlead. I am not here to do anything more than to give you my sentiment of what I believe in, like it or not. I go all over this country, and everybody that was up on this stage tonight, everybody, and the things that I heard from taking some photos, listening to people, everything I heard is exactly what people are feeling all over this country. And so I know that there is an awakening. I know that there are people out there now that they realize we are not alone. We are not alone in this fight. You are not alone. Okay? There's people all over this country that feel exactly the same way, and they're doing exactly the same thing. They're getting involved. And they're doing more for their towns or their counties. Okay? All right. So that's it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Sure, I do. Nobody's going to ask me nothing. They really took care of Nikki.
Well, Well, he's asking about, if they want to have some folks that want to ask questions. I know it's late, and I know some people want to get out of here, so, like church, right? I used to be a lecturer at a church. I'm going to have you ask the first question. I used to work in churches a lot in the military. You'd help out the priests and stuff, right? And after you take communion, anybody that's Catholic, they know what I'm talking about. You take communion, as soon as you're done with communion, you're right out the back door. Well, the priest used to have me stand at the back door and say, I'm sorry, you gotta go back to the pew. Yes, sir. Yeah, election integrity. So, no. He asked if are we changing election integrity? So there are some things around the country that are happening positive for the most part, but it's not, we haven't really changed our election system, sadly. And there's people fighting against that. So, I don't know really, I didn't really take a hard look at that in this state. You guys have mail-in ballots? Yeah, okay, so I'm not a big fan of mail-in ballots, but that's probably the law. Probably the law in this state because of COVID. Maybe you didn't have it before, maybe you have it now. Yeah, machines are not supposed to be connected to the internet, so they're not supposed to be. So these are the things that everybody has to pay attention to. My wife and I, we volunteered to be poll workers. Okay? This is exhausting. But we did. Because it's like, I'm going to stand there, because part of it is, I feel like I did what I needed to do in the military, and now I'm looking at this country and it's falling apart. I'm like, what more can I do? So I'll go, we went to the poll worker training, did poll watching and all that kind of stuff, right? So, but the big answer is it hasn't really been fixed. Hasn't been fixed. That's why these political people, a governor can do a lot. Anyway.
General.
Yeah, I'll come back to you, sir. Let me just say, if folks need to go, because I know it's late, just be quiet going out of here, and thank you for being here.
General Flynn, you've told us tonight in the past, as a decorated and respected leader of the country, that you didn't vote to choose your boss.
Right.
But now you're heavily involved. And so, as a tone to all of us, speaking when we leave here, we're all fired up. We're going to go talk to the 39% that need to vote in the next election. What is the call to action that you teach us to teach them so that they'll vote in the next election?
Well, for us to have, I think we have about, I think the number's around 190 million, give or take, right? About 190 million that are registered to vote. I grew up in a family, and we sort of like were Kennedy Democrats, right? And like my mom was a big activist. My mother was very, very active in the Democrat Party, but she was also the president of the Right to Life Committee. Okay, and she was the national representative for the Right to Life Committee. But she was a Democrat. So how is it that today we even have conversations about, abortion after 9 months pregnancy and transgenderism and changing the sex of a child and letting children make those decisions? We become nuts. So you got to figure out what arguments you want to use to talk to these people. And this is not about neighbor against neighbor or friend against friend. This is about one ideology against another ideology. And which one do you want? And young kids will go, oh, this is all cool. Right? It's not cool. It's cool right now. It's cool until you get told this is what you're going to do. Okay? That's the problem. But see, it's not young kids' fault. It's our fault. I'd say my generation. My generation has screwed this up. My generation. Okay, not my children and not my grandchildren. My children are working their tails off. My grandchildren are babies. They're growing up. My generation. Okay? And that's what screwed this country up. So if you want to fix it, generation, which is really, there's 3 generations in this country. There's babies, the grandkids, some may have great grandkids, but it's that level, you know, like babies to 30 years old. And then there's 30 to about 60. And then there's 60 on up. I'm in that on up category. Okay? So this category, the 60 on up, has got to get more involved in this. And I mean, like I said, if you want to retire, retire after next November and we won. Yes, sir.
General, we're going to do this, and then we do silent auction, right?
Okay, well, I'm going to get to this thing. We'll do that real quick.
All right.
I'm Professor Karma. I have a PhD in politics and media, and I've been teaching Americans about the Constitution for 30 years. I knew Trump would win in 2016, but I'm concerned if he's going to choose better people this time, including you as NSA director.
Yeah, so for 30 seconds, there's still probably people bidding on those things. These people, I know, Diana's trying to raise some money, so there's a couple of good bottles of Lily Mae bourbon over there.
Where's she telling me to go?
So, yeah, I think that's right. I think that you know, Trump has a responsibility, and he knows this. He's learned a lot. I mean, the guy was only in Washington, D.C. like 8 times before becoming the President of the United States, and most of those times were when he was visiting his hotel, which this administration has caused that hotel to basically, he had to get out of there. It's just terrible. So yeah, so he has to make some decisions. And all these people that go, you know, well, you're going to serve here, you're going to serve there, you're going to do all these things. My answer is, the first thing we have to do is we have to win. Okay? Once we win, then to me, guys like me, it's Katie bar the door. Okay? Because the Democrat Socialist Party, you know, those that are in power, they know that, you know, it's sort of like what comes around goes around. And when people go, well, the conservatives, the Republicans, they shouldn't be like this. You mean we're not going to hold these people accountable? So where's the live stream? Because is that live streaming back there? Yeah. I mean, these people, you will be held accountable. You will be held accountable. And you will be held accountable. You will be held accountable wherever your cameras are. You'll be held accountable because you committed crimes. Donald Trump, he hasn't committed any crimes. I didn't commit any crimes. These people committed crimes. All you got to do is read the Durham report. Read it. People don't do any of this stuff. Yes, ma'am. And I think this will be the last question.
Bunny Spalding, how many troops are still left in Afghanistan?
Yeah. So there's no more military in Afghanistan. We completely retreated under fire. We essentially surrendered to the enemy, and we left American citizens behind enemy lines. How's that? So today in Afghanistan, there's 4 to 5 large Al-Qaeda training bases that we know of, and they're filled with all kinds of our weaponry, our money. It's just outrageous for Afghanistan. Now, most people don't know, since October 7th, okay, which was the attack by Hamas into southern Israel, there's been roughly about 200 attacks. Actually, not attacks. There's been approximately 200 casualties, U.S. casualties in the Middle East right now. So I think the number was like 188 as of about a week ago. 188 casualties. 3 were killed in action. And that's you know, the enemy that conducted those attacks is an enemy that we're paying billions of dollars to. That's Iran. So Iranian-backed organizations attacked U.S. forces in the Middle East to the tune of about 186, 188 casualties about a week ago, 3 killed in action. And the United States of America, and this young man who said it earlier, who served in the military, who's running, he said that, and he's right. I mean, we got to stop paying for these things. If you guys knew If you look at everything that's happening in the Middle East, we're paying for it all. We're paying for Iran, we're paying for Iraq, we're paying for the Hezbollah, we're paying for Hamas, we're paying for Gaza, we're paying the Israelis, the Jordanians, the Saudis, the Yemenis, the Houthis that are in Yemen, we're paying Iran to pay them. The United States is doing all this. It's utterly insane. Why? Because it's a racket. Okay? It's a racket. And this is why a guy like me, this is why they don't like me. Right? Frankly, because this is when they say, so Sarah Carr said, Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. Because I know how this thing operates, this thing called the government. I'm not a political person. I'm a strategist. At the end of the day, that's what I am. And I know, having functioned at the highest levels of our government, to include the White House, that I know how this thing operates. And I know where the weak points are. And I know how many of these politicians that we have are compromised. They're compromised for all kinds of egregious behavior. Why do they do the things that they do? Because somebody whispers in their ear and they say, if you don't vote this way, we're going to show this, or we're going to bring this out. We're going to ruin your life. Oh, I'm telling you. They don't even whisper anymore in the halls of Congress. It's like yelling down the hallway while they're supposed to go into a vote. You better vote this way. You better vote this way. That's public knowledge in Washington, D.C. So, we've allowed this to happen. We can't blame them. We've got to really take a hard look at ourselves, and we've got to be more engaged. We've got to be more engaged. We're not more engaged as citizens than we have when we could lose this country. So, okay, I'm done.